Hey there, Silver Tongue Devil here, and in this live stream we are back at the 0% run. We've got a handful of achievements so far. We're at 35% progress, that's 48 out of the 139. We will not be able to get all of these because some of them don't actually activate until we start our next run. And so that you are up to speed, we are starting from, or we started from in the last stream, a 0% profile, and we're trying to get as many achievements as we can in one run. So this is your 0 to hero play. First time I die, that's it. We wipe the profile, and we'll see how many achievements I can get going up to that. It does involve a little bit of strategy and a little bit of planning. We've done the hard part, though, which is going through an entire cycle plus desolation without getting hit. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but for now, we've got to go through Paradise Lost, and we've got to be fast, because the next achievement that I would like to get is Mortal. And we need to kill at least 25 enemies during the first minute of your run. So the one thing that I do keep saying is do every challenge that you can in Cycle 1, because the enemies are slower, easier, and just generally it makes life bearable for yourself. Doing things that are speed-based against enemies that take more hits to die is just bloody stupid, isn't it? Hey there, Silver Tongue Devil here. Right, so quick. I don't know how fast we'll be able to do this, and we're underpowered. They're, Cycle 2 powered. Let's see. It is going to depend on the startup area as well. Oh, this is the worst startup area. Right, I am going to rat up the drain pipe here. Now, you should not be using slow time at this area for what I'm trying to do. So that's 4, 5, I heard that, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, come on, oh, come on, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, feels like longer than a minute. 25, 26. Yeah, it's definitely longer than a minute. Damn. No achievement popped. We didn't get it. I wasn't fast enough. Right, so scratch that. We're cycle hopping now. We're going to take a quick hop to the shop. Reason being is because we want to be out of here as fast as possible and completing this level as quickly as possible. I'm allowed to buy now. I want these because I want to be unlocking them, or at least their upgraded ability. No more. We've got a full thing of wildfire. Good. Now, at the moment, the old Winter's Bite is actually going to be a very underpowered arrow. It's only until it gets its first upgrade does it make it into the end game meta, so to speak. That was risky. That was also risky. But we are going for speed here. Oh, can't miss her now, can we? That's an opportunity. Well, I can use slow time now. This isn't actually a bad place to get her either. At this sort of distance, she will try and go around corners and such. But at this sort of distance... God, that was terrible. She won't teleport away. So, that... Hello, dude. How are we doing? That was one of the achievements that we needed, or one of the things that we needed. We need to get so many orphans in one run, but we have changed plan here. Hello, Luke. How we doing? So yeah, smash that orphan. Easy job. Now we've just got to kill Gabriel quickly. This is also... Hello, Athon. This is also part of the reason why I'm trying to do this quickly, is because, again, the further you get in cycle-wise, the more damage the bosses start taking, and so the harder it will be to get the trials. Now, normally, I would use Winter's Bite here, but there's no point. Those arrows are getting a bit wild. I'm going to check my tracking app in a second. Because we haven't got the upgrade on it, he won't... Well, check this out. 7 points of tick damage, and it would do that regardless of whether he had lots of life or not. And the reason being is quite simply, he ain't been upgraded yet. That's what we need to do next. Damn mist. And they should come in. Wait, what? What the what? No way. Come on now. Hang on. What? What? Don't tell me we've locked ourselves out of some other challenges because we didn't do them first time. Oh, that's going to break my heart. But it is possible. That's something that might have changed. Or something that I always get the first time round. Let's have a look-see. Because that's us shy. Yeah, Paradise Lost Trials. Complete Paradise Lost in 33 minutes. I mean... That's going to be very annoying if that's the case. That's almost bordering on starting this challenge again. And I swear it didn't used to be like that. So this may be a thing that the trials achievements have been locked out because we didn't do them first time. We'll investigate that with some rooftop hopping now. That's going to be really annoying. Because I wonder... Yeah, I mean, I was using a lot of slow time, but... No, not yet. And we have got the... Oh, we haven't got the capability. That one's one that I can leave for a very long time. But it is... which way round was it? I always forget. Kill a frozen enemy with fire. So we're basically going to need the two kinds of arrows. We freeze them, and then we kill them with the fire arrow before the tick damage disappears on Winter's Bite. That's going to be really annoying if we've locked ourselves out of Paradise Lost doing the trials. Oh. Yeah, but we've got a lot of other... Nah. Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of other achievements done. So, that's almost KO'd an entire stream's worth. Anyway, never mind. Let's see. Let's see if we can get it on the Abyss. Or, which way round to do it? Which way round to do it? Could play the Abyss normally. We don't know what pit we're going to get. No, let's just play on. Let's just play on. We can pretend. So, already then there is that's the strategy that I should have employed. Is now that I know that, we should have gone for Paradise. We should have gone for those achievements first before anything else. And it actually would have made sense to do the perfects at the same time as doing the trials. God, these arrows are a bit wayward, aren't they? Not today. You also need to die. So yeah, we'll try some rooftop hopping a little bit later, but we'll try and get what achievements we can for now. And try and get the... So there's a possibility, the reason why the achievement works that way... I swear I just heard someone behind me. There's a possibility that the reason why the achievement works that way is technically I've already completed Paradise Lost once. So it may be a case of, because I didn't do it in under 33 minutes, my time is now locked at being over 33 minutes, which is really fucking annoying. So, but the beauty of it is we know how to get that achievement very easily. Where's the third ghost? There you are. We know how to get that achievement very easily, and it's simply start at the level. I'll demonstrate it later as well, but start at the level, rooftop hop all the way to the end, kill the boss, you'll get all three. It's a shame that that's locked out. So for those of you who are attempting this challenge, to get the maximum amount of awards, because I swear this has been changed, it didn't used to be like this, because we were able to get the time trial achievements out of Desolation, but I suppose technically we hadn't done Desolation up until that point. So for those of you, if anyone does attempt this challenge, you basically need to go through Purgatory, Paradise Lost, Abyss, and Desolation, rooftop hopping all the way, killing the boss, and then that'll get you the time trials and the perfects. And you also need to do that without buying anything as well. To be fair, I think that's how I've done it previously, but I didn't do it this time round because I didn't want to rooftop hop the first cycles. On that note as well, there might be some other ones that we're locked out at. What I'm hoping is that when we start again, cycle-wise, it might reset. But don't know. Oh, that orphan. Everybody hates that orphan, myself included. Where you go? There you are. Right, let's just make sure we've not got anything nasty around us. I need to get rid of you before you go round the corner. God, you're going all the way, aren't you? Little basket. Damn it! I mean, it doesn't matter now. But there goes our mastery of this one. So what happened there, and it shouldn't, I might add as well, because that's our first hit so far, and that was me rushing to get the orphan. What happened there is the summoner still counted as having an aura, even though he's dead, and I thought I'd timed that perfectly. Clearly not. To be fair, actually, I think we've already got perfect on this one, so it doesn't matter. It was Despair we didn't do. But so everyone... well, I'm sure you're all aware. Yeah, I remember we did it. Oh, that's worked out quite nicely then. Let's, yeah, it's part of the lesson, yeah. Is there a... Oh, here we go. We can get the achievement now. Wildfire and this. That's good. We're going to use the Winter's Bites in this area as well to harvest some kills. So, To unlock Pestilence, the order of march is, and do this before it gets the upgrade as well. That orphan is worth ignoring after high cycles. So, we need to freeze them. An enemy in this game counts as frozen when you can see tick damage. Do note that when the tick damage stops, that enemy is still frozen. And that's why we didn't get the click. We need to kill this enemy with a wildfire whilst the tick damage is going. Now, I made a point of knowing exactly the right way and order to do that because I've had a lot of questions about that one. How come the enemy's still frozen? I've killed him with wildfire. The other thing that you could do by mistake whilst doing that order of things with Pestilence as well, because I've found a lot of people basically said, oh yeah, the unlocking Pestilence is bugged. If you were to say do that and then that, and it didn't kill them whilst the tick damage was there, and the wildfire tick damage would replace the wildfire tick damage would replace the winter's fire damage if you didn't kill them with one shot. So whilst he's frozen, if that shot didn't insta-kill him, then it wouldn't have counted. It is something that we can do as well. That'll count as a wildfire, or it should count as a wildfire kill, as well as a winter's bite kill. So those are all things. I can't remember. I don't think they do. Oh, no, they should do. They should do. So yeah, basically, long and short of it, anything that results in a kill from the actual arrow or its effects counts as. So for instance, if we leave these guys to drain away tick damage wise, so that one would count as a kill towards wildfire because he died whilst he was under the effects of the tick damage. So would that because he died from the tick damage. However, the tick damage is finished. Me killing him with a normal arrow, that would not count as Winter's Bite, despite the fact that he is clearly frozen. But again, these are little things that are worth knowing if you do start a 0% profile up. I know these things because I've done this before, obviously. This, as I said, it's worth us spending some time here getting these these Winter's Bite kills, because Winter's Bite, the sooner we get it unlocked, and the sooner we get it upgraded, the sooner we can be using it on Anakin to make sure that we at least have a chance against him in those later cycles. However, I was thinking about it the other day. No, that. Although I know what that might be, Alan. I actually referenced that in one of my missiles in a minute things of, burning the witches like Monty Python with wildfire. So maybe you were thinking of that. There you go, Al. This is what happens, chat, when you spend so long listening to me. I start replacing things in video games and real life. I hope all of these are counting. They should be counting towards both. I've never actually tested it. So, but there is, as I say, there is no reason why they shouldn't be. Because this is the order that you would do things in to unlock Pestilence. So it should work this way round as well. I actually did last time we were playing. We should be able to tell quite easily because the vast majority... I have brainwashed you. The vast majority of these kills are going to be quick, right? Only 18 more. Shouldn't take long. And we should see a decent amount of bar progress on both Wildfire and Winter's Bite. However, I'll be able to tell. I'll be able to tell. So, but these are things when you don't know exactly, you do need to go back and check and test as you are doing them. Just in case, like, you know, you've got a terrible memory like mine. So, the other thing to note as well, you'll see that these guys are not actual abominations in that they are cloned ones that are being summoned by the summoner. These do not count for points, but they do count for kills for the purposes of arrow upgrades and... Ooh. No, that was a straight up one. They do count for the purposes of arrow upgrades, getting X amount of headshots, killing a certain amount of a certain type of enemies. Although these ones aren't giving us gold or points, they still count as abominations. This is a very good way to... Or at least this is the way that I'm trying to get 666 headshots as fast as possible, whilst also getting kills for arrows for those upgrades. 3 more. The other one that I showed off the other day as well was Barrage of Needles. Barrage of Needles used to count as a headshot for every single flechette that the Barrage of Needles fires. Barrage of Needles is basically like a shotgun blast. And it doesn't anymore. As far as points are concerned, what it does do, though, is it counts as a headshot for each one of those flechettes for the purposes of headshot achievements. So if we get Barrage of Needles and go and point blank an incubi, we should be able to get that achievement pretty fast as well. Ah, I did have another one here. Probably should have done that. Never mind. Got plenty of enemies in the level. Shouldn't be a problem. Right. We shouldn't get any clicks out of that. Hello, Buck. How we doing? So yeah, hopefully me giving the notice on the Discord, because I think we did... I was going to do Dungeons of Eternity multiplayer or co-op stream tonight, but then I thought, well, no, we'll switch it around because we did Dungeons last time on a Wednesday, so I figured, well, why not this time? We'll do it on a Saturday and see if that's better for people. So, yeah. So, again, we'll do a little bit more on the old... We won't do quite as... Oh, I haven't. Bang out. Right, I want to be trying to do... We'll go and check and test that in a minute. We'll stop doing wildfire kills. We can do all of this later. Let's just get them headshots in. Make a point of doing that. We need... I'll make things easier on old Asmo. See, I'm sure when I did things like this previously, to check, just in case there was a sneaky one. When I did things like this previously, I'm sure I did it exactly the same way as I did this time round. I'll have to go back and check. I am going to have to go back and check now. There is a sneaky skull round that corner, and because we haven't got all of the achievements unlocked, the moment he gets near me, he's pretty much going to explode. So we want to get right away from him. I'm not even going to mess around with him. We are after the achievement where we use those skull explosions to kill other enemies. You can spend forever in the day trying to organise that kill and luring the skull in, or using the bash of the shield to shield bash the skull into things, but it is not worth doing. Why did I put that one back on? We'll change that in a minute. But yeah, it's not worth it. What we want to be doing is just basically concentrating on that. Damn. Some do. That's a good question, Al. Some do, some don't. And unfortunately, I can't tell you which one's which. Like, for instance, you can get all 3 levels of Paradise Lost, for instance, trials in one. And, like, so say, for instance, you completed Paradise Lost in under, I think it's 9 minutes for the 3rd level, and you didn't have any of them unlocked, it would unlock all 3. However, if I tried to do the Ambush the Hunter achievement, whilst it is not unlocked in Desolation, I would not be able to get that one. I know this because I've tried to do this previously, and I know other people have said, like, I swear I've done Ambush the Hunter and it's not unlocking, and the reason being is because they haven't killed the 10 bats in one sitting. These are achievements that will be locked out from us. The thing is, I think, don't quote me on this, I think it's ones that are in Desolation that aren't working like everything else, and it's probably because the level's just been coded differently and the achievements have been coded differently. So yeah, so that's unfortunate. It will stop us getting quite a lot of achievements. Like, for instance, I mean, obviously there's ones as well where, like, they're not going to show up until you've got the capability to do them. What was that? Harbinger of Anguish, the Innocent, the Unwanted, Fire and Ice, and Temple Raider. So this one is Knights killed. This one is doing a kill with fire, with ice, and then killing them whilst they're taking tick damage from Winter's Bite with a wildfire. That's X amount of headshots. That is one of the, I can't remember which one, but one of them will be so many orphans in total. The other one will be so many orphans in one run. So I'd never remember which way those two are around. But we'll go and check and test all of these things in just a moment anyway. We do want to be killing as many of those as we see, because it's just going to make Asmo easier. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I don't know why it's the case, if I'm honest. The way that the achievements... the only thing that I can think of is when they shoehorned, because I think they did, shoehorned Desolation into the game, they also shoehorned a lot of other things. So although it all works, it doesn't all work perfectly like the rest of the game. Because note, there are achievements, like you can get all 3 levels of Abyss Trials in the one run. Right, I don't want to be killing any of these with wildfires at the moment. Each time I get an individual headshot, regardless of whether it counts as a kill or not, does count as a headshot. So I could do half draws to get multiple headshots like that, and get like 3 headshots on an enemy potentially. I wouldn't recommend that, because you don't want to play like that. You want to full draw at all times so that you maximize your points. That was rubbish. Right, let's see if we can get this boy. Like, for instance, one of the things that you could do is ensure that you fire shots at somebody like this who's going to take multiple headshots at close range with the bow. And the reason being, as we know, is the further away those things are, the more damage they take from the bow in general, regardless of whether it's a headshot or not. The further away, so like for instance, that guy takes 501 right next to a guy. When I've got top level, he'd be up to 450, but at the moment he's only 400 because we haven't got the last Harbinger. That sword can't actually hit you I swear I've been hit by falling blades from enemies at later cycles. So, funnily, you can still block it, though, which is a strange one. So the collisions there. So I do wonder if it went through our hitbox, whether it would actually count. They definitely need a redesign. Definitely. Right. So, that's the area secured back there, Ripley. Let's go and have a quick nip into Sanctuary and go and have a look. See where we're at. So, as I said as well, anybody who is new to the game or anyone who wants to ask any questions or any bits and pieces... Yeah, I know, right? We will be able to unlock that. However, we won't be able to use it, unfortunately. We could use that barrage of needles. Right, let's go. We've got Winter's Bite here as well, and some wildfires. We want to make a point of using these. Note how I have Quiver unlocked to the game, but it won't show up in any of the levels, which is very unfortunate. See, yeah, I am. See, the thing is, since we've unlocked this, yeah, this one might work a little bit different, but there's a possibility that because we haven't killed anything, I swear I did exactly the same way last time and it didn't have it. So we'll try that in the next cycle, see how we get on. Where were we? So we are really close to getting that wildfire done, and I'll be honest, I'm literally doing it for the achievement and not for an awful lot else. And I'd go as far as to say those kills that I was getting whilst headshotting an enemy that was already frozen with wildfire will have been counting. So you can kind of double up on your work by freezing the enemy first and then headshot killing them with a wildfire, and that will count for both. Because it looks like we've got a decent amount of progress on freezing hell done as well. That'll be about, what's that, about 1/10? So that'll be about 26, be about 25, 30 kills done. So another couple of hundred and we'll be done there. And these all go pretty quick when you are concentrating on them. So that one's going to be very difficult to do. Killing enemies before they've noticed you is an impossible unless you have homing arrows or arrows that just blast entire areas like Cataclysm, and mainly homing arrows. Cupid's Wrath is the best one to use to get that assassin achievement done. What else have we got that we need to be? So there we go, the Unwanted 2. Save 5 orphans in 1 afterlife. This is a fantastic achievement and worth going for the moment you have the ability to do so. And the reason being is because bonus 30% this goes up to if you can kill 7 orphans, I think it is, in the 1 afterlife. We've only got 1 level of it. Basically, you get 20% more special arrow ammunition for every single arrow that you pick up. Now, the special arrows do make you more powerful and do give you more scoring opportunities and allow you to kill bosses quicker. If you've got more of those arrows, happy days. More of those arrows as well will also allow you to unlock them faster, because when you do find them, you'll be able to obviously put more kills in with them. However, although, if I remember rightly, this won't update for us. So we'll still have the same amount of ammunition. We'll check that in a minute. What else? Ghosts, there it is. Adds Unholy Wind to the world. Unholy Wind when? Soon. Right, let's see what else have we got here. So that one's very close. What else? Mortal's Routine. Yep. Cool. You'll also see as well, they have changed this so that the order, everything above is things that you are working towards to a point, and everything that's gettable. So if you can see it here, you can unlock it. Whereas, and then to a point, you'll see all the ones that have completed. There was a time when these were just jumbled all over the place, and it was an absolute bloody nightmare. So, so yeah, the only 2 trial ones are those ones. So we're potentially missing out on 9 achievements. Not good. Not good. One of the ones that I don't mind, I will experiment when we get to Purgatory. When we get to Purgatory next. One of the ones I don't mind experimenting with. Ooh. Ooh, we do get the bonus ammo. Ooh, there you go then. Technically, that's a stat change, so that seems to work. So you'll see that what we basically have got is an extra 2.5 arrows, and it's round them down, and that's because we killed 3 orphans. I didn't think it gave that one. That's nice to know. At least we will have a little bit of extra ammunition for our arrows for when we are doing the killing, which is what we need to be doing now. Still want to be trying to get headshots with everything as well, just so we can get through that Harbinger achievement quicker. Because that one is going to take... That one for me is actually one of the hardest achievements I found to do. Ooh, that was rubbish. In fact, being a bit of an idiot here. Because by doing it that way, we can get the kill out of Winter's Bite and more headshots. So, you coming in? Look at you shooting sideways. What a dude. Alright, let's go up here. This isn't the way around that I would normally do this bit, because it's a bit risky doing it this way. But yeah, so we actually want to be bodying, especially enemies that have a lot of health. We want to be bodying them with Winter's Bite, because then we can get multiple headshots in on the freeze. With the Abominations, it doesn't make it. It's easier to get a body shot with Winter's Bite and then finish off with a normal arrow headshot. At least then we'll definitely be getting kills out of every Winter's Bite, as opposed to doing what I just did and panicking and missing them when we're getting too close. So, but if we can get the headshots, happy days. If we can't, academic really, but I am thinking of techniques to give everybody an easier time. So as I said, that's a Winter's Bite kill. Ooh, good job I actually hit his elbow then, as much as that one was. And this way we get 2 headshots as well as a Winter's Bite kill. So that's actually more efficient. I'll be able to stop going for those headshotting absolutely everything at some point when we've got the achievement. But it is, as I said, all the levels of Harbinger are very important to get, for the simple reason that it just ups the amount of damage that you do, and that's going to get you through the game better because you are more powered. So there is exploding head killer, that one we want. That is a good one. We should be able to get level 3 before the end. He hopes. Oh yeah, sure. To be fair, I haven't put a score on the board this season yet. So where we finish on this 0% run will be my score for the season. I mean, I'm sure I'll do another proper run at some point. I don't know. I'm more confident now that that's something that I could do. But I don't know if it's something people want to sit through multiple episodes of, watching me go through every cycle. I've done something similar before. I don't mind doing it. It's whether that sort of stuff wants to be watched. I'll be doing something similar as a bit of an intro to IDU at some point soon, because we've got some keys to give away. I know that doesn't really help anybody on the channel out because you've already all got In Death Unchained, but you know, might get some fresh faces in from the Dungeons of Eternity crowd. We shall see. Right, we'll use the rest of these Winter's Bites on these cats. Like, yeah, that body shot, that's still the same Winter's Bite shot kill as that, but that's with a headshot, or that and that, as long as we headshot him within the tick damage. It just makes our lives a bit easier. That's the point, Von, because as I say, I know you struggle with Asmodeus. Have you got all of these achievements? Hello, Liz. Yeah. Yeah, I play them with... My problem with higher cycles, and, you know, even, like, I might be at the point now where I'm not the most patient. I'm not the most patient of players. And because I'm not the most patient of players, I would find myself getting a bit bored easily. I can tell you another fantastic player who does exactly the same. He's called Beanie. You might have heard of him. And we get to the point where it's like, it's a bit fucking boring. So you like speed up to try and keep the pace up. That is the worst thing that you can do on cycles. What Fangbanger is doing, aka Tim, on our own Facebook, is optimal play. He is literally squeezing the points out of every single enemy, and it's the way to do it. It really is, because then you don't have to get as far to get a big score. However, did he only fire one arrow? Look at that. He knew he was going to die, so he saved himself. Saved an arrow for himself. So, I've never actually seen that before. They always fire two. Where have you gone? You're at the top. Oh, see? I'm trying to speed that up and I took a hit. Idiot. Good job it doesn't matter now. Oh, yes please. Thank you very much. I have a lot of patience when it comes to real life, but I don't seem to have as much patience, especially with this game. I'm patient in other games, but this one, you know, it's not my first rodeo. I've been through... I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is, I've tread this road thousands and thousands and thousands of times before, through actual runs and through like doing video and tutorial videos and various bits and pieces like that. And so it's a want to get to where I want to be. It's why one of the tactics that Camille does, who is a very accomplished crossbow player, he cycle skips in the with the way the old game used to work. Cycle skips the first 10 cycles and then starts playing, and it's a good strategy because you're only in those first 10 cycles. If you're playing normally, you're probably only missing out on about, I don't know, 5-6 million points, maybe 7 million, and you can get a huge, providing you're comfortable with playing at those sort of cycles, you can get a huge amount of points very quickly from cycle 10 plus out of the game, because of the sheer number of headshots that enemies take because of their HP. But then even I've done it many times, and even I'm a bit sick of it, if I'm honest, because it's, yes, the enemies are getting faster. In these sort of games, I always want more enemies, not tougher enemies. I want to be outnumbered as opposed to... Damn you. I want to be outnumbered. No. Get out. I want to be outnumbered as opposed to... Like, you know, Call of Duty Zombies is a a good example of it, where you've got like the same number of enemies coming at you. Don't teleport, just turn around. Same number of enemies coming at you, but, you know, they require 30 headshots each at those lower cycles. Those higher levels, rather. So what we're doing here, each one of those little numbers actually counts as a headshot, which will allow us to get our Harbinger achievement a lot quicker. So we probably got about 40-odd headshots out of that guy, all thanks to Barrage of Needles. It's a great arrow for getting those sort of achievements unlocked a lot earlier. In fact, Von, there's a potential strategy for you. You could potentially, if you started off in Purgatory and got Barrage of Needles, you could use that, getting in close to all... Actually, no, you wouldn't be able to, would you? Because the enemies wouldn't have enough health to take multiple hits from a Barrage of Needles. Forget I said it. But it will help with anyone who's trying to go for that achievement. As I said previously, I found that one of the hardest achievements to get in the entire game. It was one of the last ones that I got, other than the 1701 Ghosts. Yeah, eluded me for a very long time, that one. Right, we're out of level. We want to get this because we want more Winter's Bite kills. And we want to get this because we only need a few more kills with that and we'll be good to go. So yeah, as I have said previously, and we do want to rest in Sanctuary, go out of the game and come back in again. Yeah, I mean... The one thing that I would save on is try the pits in Abyss first. They're a lot lighter. So, we are on cycle 2. That's lower. Thanks, Von. That's lower than what I would expect to get out of one cycle, let alone 2. Now, this is part and parcel because we are not scoring optimally. And we also don't have all of the achievements yet that help us maximize our score. So this is again part of the reason why I say you should really be at 100%, or at least 100%ed one profile before you start going for those huge scores. Like some of the ones that I can show you if you haven't got, like for instance Assassin, gain bonus gold whenever you kill an enemy who isn't in your line of sight. I mean, that one isn't really that relevant. What, like these ones, this is a very tough achievement to get. Bring salvation to, well, it's not tough, it's just inevitable, but it takes a lot of time. The level 3 on that means that you have a 30% chance of healing 2 blocks of life instead of 1 when you have, I think it's what, 103 killed. Now, we should actually have the possibility of that happening to us as well, because that's just a stat change, and it looks like stat changes do work. Why is that important? How's that going to help you with your scoring? It means that you can gain more life from the resources that the level gives you, which should mean in turn that you can get further. The further you get, the more enemies there are for you to kill, the higher your score would be. And... Bone Collector. Nope, not Bone Collector. Ignore me. No, not that one. Where is it? Picking up the pieces. Now, that one isn't particularly too difficult, but looting 24,000 gold pieces in one afterlife means that you get an additional 15 points per headshot that you make. Not per kill, per headshot. Now, I know that that doesn't seem like a lot. Well, it's 15 gold per enemy killed. At later cycles, that adds up. And just think, that's 15 gold for every single headshot that you're doing. You'll be doing thousands upon tens and hundreds of thousands of headshots across your run. All adds up. And gold is on a one-to-one basis. For each point of gold that you earn is a point, or for each piece of gold that you earn is a point. What else is there? What else is there? There are others. I am just struggling to think of them at the moment. But then in addition to that, obviously if you haven't got the masteries, you wouldn't have the length of life bar that someone else who does has. Again, this is down to getting you further because you've got more health. So you can get further because you can take more damage. So when those oh shit moments come a-cropping, they don't end your run. You might limp out of there with 1 life, and then you can rebuild from there. As far as... where are they? I haven't got them yet. But the... oh, actually, now I can show here, can't I? Time trial. Add more hidden treasures to Desolation. Now, I've never been able to get any confirmation on this. But what I believe that means is the level loot that can spawn is added with these achievements. And more resources. More resources get you further. Doing the honor budgets means that orphans are on the level. Orphans are worth a hell of a lot of points. And then if all of that is still on deaf ears, oh, what are you talking about, Rob? I don't want to have to get Divine Sight times 5 by getting 266 kills. I feel ya. I don't want to get that achievement either. But what do we know about the recent tournaments? That Super Bright often turned the tournaments into a house of lies, whereby they say that everyone has the same progress, and on the surface of it they do, but then there's certain things where your percentage of completion does matter. Is having Divine Sight 5 going to allow you to score better than somebody who has only Divine Sight times 3? Yes and no, as it actually happens, because whereas I would see Divine Sight 5, you might get Divine Sight 3, and I don't know, Divine Sight times 5 was... it's marginal difference in score-wise, but when you're playing in the like top 10 situation, as those of you who are watching the last tournament will have seen, it was reasonably marginal between me and Mr. Fish on both the bow and the crossbow. And it's nearly always reasonably narrow as far as the competition is concerned. So my point is, get them 100%ed because you never know. You never know. And there's also a lot of lessons to be learned in the actual process of going through the 100%. And I suppose as well, there's also the whole, I've completed the game. But the other thing as well is when you've got the game at 100%, the game just begins. That's when you start doing your point scoring runs, or at least that's when you should be. So we're going to do Asmo properly here. Again, this is the point that you stand at if you want to kill him with no worries and no dramas. You want to be using a hell of a lot of slow time on him. You also want to be getting the Exploding Head Killer achievement up to maximum level. I would argue, before you try him the first time, because having him having Exploding Head level 3 unlocked will make it easier. Because the timers on those, when they get close to you, you'll actually have time to dodge out of the way. If I let them get close to me right now, they'll explode almost instantly. You'll also see this is part and parcel of the reason of why you use slow time. I am literally slow timing between every single shot. Not because I have to, but because I can. And it's the easiest way, other than with special arrows, to do it. So we then get right on the edge of this platform. We want to be hopping onto here as quickly as possible, so we're here as the enemies are spawning in, or before that. Now, there are going to be some weird things in my game happening in just a moment, because I am at... Ooh. I'm obviously at a stage where, achievements-wise, enemy unlock-wise, and various thing-wise, we shouldn't be here. So, for instance, there is never an Abyss Monk here. These are always 2 standard monks. These all count, which is good. Now, here's a little tip for this guy if you want to get him close. Maybe you suck at distance and shooting them, or maybe you want to bring them in close for another reason, like, I don't know, oh, I haven't even got barrels and needles. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What I was going to do is, if we hide here and put that between us and him and look in a direction, he should teleport to into our line of sight. Now, I think incubi are limited as to where they can teleport. I know they are in the likes of the pits. There's only so many places that an incubi can actually teleport to, and I believe that's been programmed into the game to stop them clipping. In Abyss, the actual level, that's not the case. There's quite a lot of places that they can teleport to, but they always seem to teleport into the same general areas, and I think it's to avoid the embarrassment of a big enemy teleporting and trying to shoot you, and their like head being in the ceiling or their body being in a roof. And it isn't just like the embarrassment, because obviously it would look janky as hell, but it's also, I have had that happen where incubi have teleported in such a manner that you can't get a headshot on them. So but they can still throw fireballs at you. So I always talk about voguing on this bit. Look for which way the boulder is being thrown at you, move into it. And literally all I'm doing is moving my hand across the screen whilst tapping the shard button. It is a very fast and quick way to sidestep. Obviously faster than locomotion. Another thing that I like to do, I think you've all seen me do this, I like to get on, if I can hit it, on this little outcrop here. The reason being is it saves me missing arrows when I'm trying to teleport up here, or hitting those teleport arrows before the platform's down, and it means that I can be up here before the enemies have even spawned in, which just makes my job for killing them a bit easier. Now, this next bit, we're going to do a little bit more messing around than normal. At this stage, again, note how there is an additional Abyss monk. He should not be here. There should be one monk and nothing else. And what you want to do is just kill that one monk. Now, let's test the numbers here. I think it's 4. 1, 2. No, it's 2. So that's because of the Abyss monk. So I think you can normally you can kill the archer, 3 abominations, and on the 4th this wave spawns. The whole point of just killing the archer previously, and just the archer, is so that we don't have to deal with all of this shit, basically. But we're here for kills, so why not, eh? And we've got arrows to fire. So, do we want to try and keep some of these? I think we do. And you know what, sod it. Let's get him killed. You can also, if you needed to kill, ow, a certain number, teleport shard didn't work then. You needed to kill a certain amount of cupids, or for instance there was an achievement that you wanted to get that involved killing multiple targets with a certain divine sight arrow, this is the place to do it. So that one is Endless Cycle. That is a very important achievement for those who want to play late cycle in this game. Once you get past cycle 4, you then start taking more damage per hit. Oh, we got it back. Lovely. You start taking more damage per hit. Now, why is that important? Good question. Armor, you can only ever collect 3 of. Or holy armor in this game, you can only ever collect 3 of. It goes over the top of your life bar, and it protects you from damage now when you've done a cycle's worth of the game and then killed Asmode again. So defeat Asmodeus twice in one run, and you unlock this achievement. And what it does is, when you get to those higher cycles where you take multiple points of damage from a single damage source, we should get that far so that you can see it. Holy armor, if you take damage there, it will only take off 1 holy armor, regardless of the cycle. This is why people are able to get to silly cycles, especially now, because when you get to cycle 15, if you just have normal life, you would be able to be killed in 1 hit. Whereas if you have your 3 unholy armors, well then obviously you can take 3 hits before you are down to your last. So that is important. Right, we're going to try and do the achievement that I was talking about previously. Hopefully there is enough enemies in a small area for us to be able to do it, but I don't think there is going to be, you know. But this is a new cycle, so let's go quick. Fast. No slow timing. Now, that already is the problem with leaving this achievement as late as we have, because enemies are taking more than 1 headshot to die. And so that slows us down on kills, or on killing them. I'm not even counting at this point. Doesn't matter about hits. Well, that's a decent amount of enemies. But note how they're not going down very quickly. Ow. Ow. Oh, run over territory here. You wouldn't be the first person to say that, but not about armors. I swear I've done this achievement. Well, that's all the enemies in a... Oh, almost all the enemies. I don't even know if that was 25. It feels like it. Try not to die. Ah, that's more achievements that we might now not be able to get, because I can't kill the enemies fast enough. If we were in denser areas, maybe, but I get the feeling that we've done that quickly enough, but we might be locked out. So this is through a bit of planning. Yes, she has. I've been... The Idu backpack. I've been trying to plan this out so that we can maximise the amount of achievements that we can get in one run, but we are not doing a very good job right now. So either I've misremembered things, or, that is highly likely, or things have changed. Anyway, one of the things that we are going to try and do is get the... What's it called? From Anakin. I'm going to assassinate the orphan, and then we're going to leave. Oh, Winter's Bite. Let's go. And let's hope that we haven't locked ourselves out of too many. Right, let's get out of here. So, what do we know about Purgatory? That's the pit that we just went past there. Gonna nope out of that for now. I know, right? What do we know about Purgatory? Orphan is always in the third section of Purgatory. Note as well how the freeze arrow that I hit her with doesn't fully freeze her, but makes her basically pause for just a second, and then she kind of breaks the spell, which is a bit annoying that it doesn't work the same way, but then it would be very easy to take orphans on with Winter's Bite if she wasn't at least resistant to the effects, because technically when I hit her with Winter's Bite there, she should be paused for some 15 seconds. But yeah, I don't think orphans would have the same sort of pizzazz and level of endangerment if you could do that. Yep. Yeah, I don't think... Unfortunately, I don't think that's the way they work. Right, we are going to have to do the first part of this kind of normally. Oh, we should be able to take him down here, you know. There we go. What was that? Hey, we got him! Lovely. So, there we go. And I'll just have a look at what was said there. No, it's not. It's a placebo effect, Alan. If, what? Athom. And Athom will know this as well. It's more of a hope that if you don't pick them up early, if you don't get them. Basically, the way that what I find personally is on average... Yeah, this is the problem as well, is I don't think there's any original programmers or developers that would be around that could answer those questions, Athom, is the problem. So we always have to theory craft, which was very annoying. It's like with DOE, I can talk to Mr. Scary and go, does such and such happen in combination with such and such? And he'll go, yes, or no, as opposed to, we just work here, mate. I don't know the stats. Stop being a geek. So I am waiting for Super Bright to turn around to me and go, you're such a geek. Why do you even need to know that? It's science! Bloody science! There's ravenous, feverish fans of this game out there, and they need to know the in particulars of how much life an orphan has in a pit on cycle 6. Anyway, so... It looks like we don't have to do these, so that's good. I thought those ones would have been wiped out by now. It does... We'll still try and get Mortal unlocked at some point, but I think getting Mortal unlocked at some point might not be doable within the run. I don't know. I get the impression that that one might have locked out. We'll see. I should be able to... The proof in the pudding of that is whether we'll be able to get the purest one or not. So, but that could be difficult because we're going to be doing it in cycle bloody... yeah, cycle 4. Ugh. Anyway. Let us... So I'm going to be fast in this next bit so that we can get the other 3 achievements unlocked. So, for those that I was talking about as far as cycle hopping or rooftop... cycle skipping or rooftop hopping, para exemplar now. We do not engage, we keep moving, stay high. On Paradise Lost there is a slower, more reliable technique, and it's something that Cam is a big proponent of, and I call it bottom dwelling, which is using those bits of snow and platforming down the bottom there to basically negotiate, to almost stealth your way through Paradise Lost. What I'm doing here is just being quick. As long as I keep my bounds reasonably short. Come on. Do want to grab some arrows here. Want Winter's Bites. Got any? Yeah, take those. Thank you very much. Winter's Bite, I don't... Winter's Bite we need to unlock. Wildfire will just happen over time. Oh, I hear an orphan. Where is she? She's there, I think. Where is she? Is she down the bottom? She sounds like she's right on top now. Right, she's above. So this is kind of like how I play Fletcher, basically. Where is she? Is she right above us? Again, doesn't matter if we get hit here, but we want to avoid that. How is the little love? Oh, hello. Found you. We want to be actually making a point of getting the orphan achievement now, because it gives us extra arrows, which is going to help us some. Hello, Travis. Yep, there's one. Travis has entered the game. Click. We should be getting 3 in a minute. So, as I said previously, I can't... Said me, never. I can't remember if doing the so many orphans in a cycle previously updated the number of arrows that we had. I seem to remember that it didn't, but I've been wrong about these things before. Right, where is he? Ah, there he is. We can look up to see where Gabriel is spawning. We always want to push him off that side of the level. As I said, Winter's Bite is doing nothing for us on Gabriel at this stage. And the way that Gabriel works... That was not right. The way that Gabriel works is when we're close to him, he retreats to try and get to his optimal range. Yeah, I know. I know, Vaughn, I know. So, he will always try and get to optimal distance from us. And then we'll start attacking, and we can actually make use of that at the start by trying to be close to him to herd him off the level. The reason why we do this is because Gabriel has 3 attacks. Nobody knows about the 3rd attack because nobody allows him to do it. He can't do the 3rd attack because it's a ground plunge, and because there is no ground for him to plunge to, he can't do it. The ground plunge is also probably his most deadly attack. Hey, there we go. Click, click, click. The ground plunge is probably his most deadly attack. It does a huge area of unavoidable damage unless you are out of line of sight, so behind a pillar. It also, after it's been done, after a couple of seconds, it spawns enemies. Those enemies as well, I might add, score points indefinitely. But you do not want to be farming score from the likes of Gabriel, because it is a hard... That's a solid no from me. You do not want to be using Gabriel to farm points, because you have to put yourself in harm's way for a handful of enemies. It's just not worth it. Although you could, it would take somebody of a much more skillful and patient mindset than me to do that sort of thing. Right, we need to be doing the same here. We want to orphan, assassinate. Yeah. Right, we want to orphan assassinate here, so I'm looking for the orphan on the way. Going to all the spots where she would normally spawn. Here's one. Lovely. And now we are out of here. Doesn't matter if we take hits. There's a decent number of achievements for doing this. Obviously, it's 3 every time we do it, so... I'll get the other one on the way back. Unfortunately, this does involve us missing out pits, but we are trying to get as many achievements as possible. So for anyone who is watching this and is new and has access to these levels, and most importantly can defeat the boss with, you need to be able to rooftop hop quickly like I'm doing, and be able to defeat the boss at the end with either vanilla with vanilla arrows, because you haven't got time to be picking up arrows. Occasionally in the level you might see an arrow that's just sat there, but or you might be able to grab something from the shop. This is where it's the only time that I can think that Wealth's Privilege would be a decent amulet to use. But then there's something about being, you should be able to do the lower level bosses with vanilla arrows, because they're all just a process. It's only when they get to huge amounts of health where you have to hit them so much to kill them that they become an absolute nightmare for you. So, but these achievements are well worth getting and well worth doing. That one, it takes you ages just to rooftop hop through the level, so this is probably one of the hardest ones. And doing Asmo quickly, said nobody ever. You can't do Asmo quickly, which is why you need to be lightning fast through the level. Another thing that I will add as well is to do this without getting hit, start the level by itself. As I said previously, don't go through cycles, or don't go start from, I don't know, Paradise Lost or Purgatory to get the masteries on this levels. Those are the no hits. The reason being, as I explained earlier, is if we took a hit in Purgatory during a cycle and then got all the way to Abyss and did it without taking a hit, we would have classed as locking ourselves out from getting the perfect or mastery achievement from the Abyss. So basically, long story short, start the level that you intend to get mastery on and do it from there. The other thing to note, if you have resistance, can't remember what the amulets are called. Are they called resistance privilege? Unusual fortitude and resistance privilege, isn't it? It's resistance privilege? Can't remember. Anyway, the one that gives you a point of armor. If you have that... So he just teleported into the lava? I think he has. Nope, he's back. If you have the abolish the incubi to level 3, you will start every game off with a point of armor. If you have resistance, the resistance amulet, can't remember. If you have the resistance amulet, you will have another point of armor. Points of armor do not count as hits for the purposes of achievements. You can, so you'd in essence with that be able to take 2 hits on Asmodeus and still get the mastery achievement. And masteries are very, very important achievements within this game, as I said previously, because they give you a bigger life bar to work with. And the bigger life bar you have, the further you can get. They're very important achievements to get, and they're ones that people usually leave for quite a while. Because they can be pretty difficult. Going the wrong way there. I always move into the rocks because I've never been hit moving into the rocks. However, there's times when I've misjudged it and moved away from the rocks and still got hit by them. I find it easier to get under the arc or past the arc of a thing as opposed to going the same way that it's going. It's the same thing with axes as well, because they have a tendency of having some weird looking arcs that can be quite confusing. Alright, this time I'm not going to fanny about. I am just going to kill the archers. The reason why we only kill the archers at this point as well, because you can kill multiple enemies, is because they're the threats. Abominations are melee enemies. They have to come to you to kill you. We can deal with that. And by doing it this way as well, note how no cupids have spawned. Without the cupids here, this becomes reasonably easy. You can hit these guys to stagger them if they're getting all up in your face, like those two are, because when they take a body shock, they take ages to recover from their stagger. They're, regardless of where you hit them, be it head or body, Abomination, normally they don't take a headshot, but Abominations take absolutely years to recover from the stagger. During this time as well, I could have Winter's Bited the different Abominations just to stick them in place whilst I get on with work. So, Abyss Trials 1, 2, and 3. This could be a very nasty achievement that we're about to try right now. Let's see if we can get it to go. Right. I'm going to attempt, and I might have to abort this as well. I'm going to attempt to do cycle 4 and see if we can unlock the purist side of things. So we are just basically going to have to kill incredibly quick and not use slow time is the plan. So I'm keeping my finger off the slow time. We also can't pick up any arrows. Now, technically we have arrows, so I wonder if I'm even allowed to do this. So, yes, 1, 2, 3. We have to put ourselves in the pocket. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, get up! 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, damn it! 25, 26, I don't think, 27, 28, it was 25, I'm sure of it. Damn. Might have even used my slow time there by accident when I was trying to shield that guy. No. So, yeah, it's not looking great for us here, if I'm honest. But let's see if we can... So we don't need to speed through this level now, and we don't want to be speeding through this level, because it doesn't... I think that achievement's locked out, or it's one... I don't even know if I got it previously. I can't remember. It's definitely an achievement, though. So, hopefully, but I can't remember if my thumb might have slipped when I was shielding, or trying to shield that Abomination that I still took a hit from. What we are supposed to do here to unlock the purist one is to... I healed... Oh, no. I'll explain what I did. I'll explain to the class my shame. It's been a while. Right, so we've locked ourselves out of that achievement, at least for that level now. We could try it on Paradise Lost, but that is a big ask. So, what was I going for? This. To unlock the demonic sigil, complete the following achievement, Purist Routine. Kill 90% of the enemies in any chapter whilst collecting no items nor using arrow selection, slow-mo, pits excluded. No items includes health. The thing is, that isn't too difficult, but this is part and parcel of the problem that you can get if you try and take on doing too much at the same time, is you can try and get multiple and end up getting nothing. Welcome to the stream. So, yeah. So, let us then, in that case, we can't get the purest one anymore, so we can use our slow time. That doesn't matter. We'll get Freezing Hell out of this one. We'll go into the pit and do that. We'll try and not take a hit in that pit and see if we can still get that. But we are closing in on that illustrious 50%. And we're not actually too far away from my previous record. And we've got a decent amount of reasonably easy achievements to get. So we'll be able to level that one up quite quickly when we start actually going into pits. In Purgatory, same here. Whilst, yeah. Stop looking at my nationality up. Disgusting boy. Right, so, yeah, bit of a fail there. Right, so one of the things that we can do, because I think we've got all the arrows that we need. Yeah, we've got Wildfire, we've got Barrage, and we've got Winter's Bite. So we shouldn't be locked out on this, but I want to do it in such a manner where I'm maximising the Winter's Bites. So... let's not worry. I really do need to think about getting Winter's Bite fully done here. I think we can do it all. Note how the amount of ammunition that I've got has gone up again. Ooh, you were going to miss anyway. Cheers, fella. Look at these loose arrows. Rubbish. I wonder if you freeze them before they've actually turned to look at you, whether that actually counts as a enemy that has not noticed you. I wonder. It's a bit wild. Shh. Shh. Oh. Don't kill him. So that, even though he's frozen, when we kill him now, will not count as a wildfire kill. However, that will, because I hit him with another wildfire. Winter's Bite. So, I mean, I know I keep saying it, but I think it's quite an important factor, myself personally. Right, we'll come back to that barrage of needles in just a moment. Because one of the achievements that we have to get here is kill 3 enemies in succession with 3 different special arrows. Now, how the bloody hell am I going to do that when I've only got 2 slots? That's a good question. I'll show you. So... should we do it now? We've got to do it sooner rather than later, and we ideally want to be using abominations to do it. So the best place to do it would actually be downstairs in Anakin's castle, but let's see how we go here. So, that's our Winter's Bite kill. That's our barrage of needles kill. I never do that. I don't know why I did that. And then here's our wildfire. We'll replace the barrage of needles with the wildfire. Yep. Now, we need to be killing an abomination, and it needs to be a headshot, because if we don't do that, there's the possibility that he might not go down in one hit, and he needs to die from the wildfire. We also have to be incredibly careful that we don't miss out on that orphan. Now, don't think she saw us when we teleported across. I might be wrong, so let's just take it easy. think we're all right. So, if that orphan makes line of sight on me, she will run. If she doesn't make line of sight on me, she'll stay where she is. One of the things that we can see... Right, I can see her, she can definitely see me. So she'll go. So we've got two options. We go in and we get her, or we run away. Now, the reason why I hit her is because immediately after a hit, she won't teleport away. She won't start teleporting away. Immediately after a hit, she will run, and then she will teleport. And she'll always try and run away from you in like 99% of circumstances. Why did I do a hit on her and run her away? And run away? It was to despawn her. And then that de-aggroes her as well. Now, if she actually got far enough, she might have changed position, which might make her a little bit easier to stealth. The damage that we've done on her will carry over. The other thing that we could have done as well is we could have run for here, but you'll hear that we can still hear her, and she might even be in a slightly easier position to take than she was previously. So she is literally over the other side of this wall now. So what I'm hoping to do is teleport here. Note how we can't hear her laughter anymore? That is a sure sign that she is despawned. As we kill enemies, she will most likely respawn. Note how killed a couple of enemies, and this brings us on nicely to the rule of 17. And the rule of 17 is that there cannot be more than 17 enemies loaded in on the game in your vicinity at any one time. Why is that important? Well, it gives you an idea of how much is around you when things are spawning and despawning, and it can also be manipulated to do what we're doing now, spawning, respawning and despawning the orphan. Hello K2, how we doing? So what I'm going to see about doing here is clearing basically the entire level and just leaving the orphan. And the reason being... Ooh, is that wildfire? Hey, there you go, you menace. There's a click for you, girl. Let's get him done. So we now no longer need to use wildfire. The only times I'll take wildfire now is if I don't know. I don't even know why I'd take wildfire anymore. I don't need it. So, there we go there. So we do want to make sure that we are going for headshots. Menacingly boost it up, eh? Good girl. Boozing copious amounts is most welcome on this channel. So, the other thing that we don't want to be doing, because we're going to basically... I mean, I might as well... Oh, what was that for? Ooh. Cool. That's a good achievement to have. So, I know the orphan has moved position. She's normally on this line. And when we alerted her previously and then hit her and then ran away to despawn her, whilst we were running away, she would have been running away as well. Which has actually put her into an area that is going to be easier to take her down on. That's a lot of shots. So... what I'm now doing is I don't want to be shooting arrows. Look at that guy and his technique. That's just something special, isn't it? What I don't want to be doing is going in there. I also don't want to be sending arrows in there either, because it might alert her. So what I'm doing is I'm visually alerting enemies. You snuck up, you sneaky bugger. Visually alerting enemies... ones that are able to teleport Usually, because that guy just walked in, but enemies are usually able to teleport if you alert them visually, so that basically you get into their aura of alert and they do their A or draw their weapons or whatever. If the monks fonz it up or the knights draw to attack, then you can retreat to somewhere, let them come to you, and make it so that you are shooting them where even if you miss, the stray arrow isn't going to alert either anyone else or the orphan. And in this way, we can make orphans easy for us. So the orphan, we know, is round that corner. You don't have to get into line of sight. It's almost like they've got a sixth sense. They've got an aura around them, or a radius. That's the word that I was looking for. Hello, Mr. Vega. They've got a radius around them, and when you break that radius, they will be alerted and they will head towards you. So, but there has to be two conditions that are met. You need to be within their radius and have line of sight. So, for instance, the orphan is just over there, but note how she's not getting alerted. And the reason being is because we are in her radius, but we do not have... She does not have line of sight to us, and because we don't have line of sight to her. I might be able to kill that guy without his buddy seeing... Tell you what, that shadow kind of helped a little bit there. So, do note as well, enemies dying around the orphan is not what alerts her. It's the arrows whistling near her that alert her. Because as you can see, I think we killed some enemies quite close to her, but obviously not close enough for her to hear the arrows. So let's see if we can get a bit further. There she is. We've made her. She's made us. Time to die. And note, she's just about to teleport away. One of the ways that you can stop her is by getting close to the little love. She is looking a little bit more golden-y. Normally, you're quite the yellow blob, aren't you? And burn. I do love orphans. My favourite orphan kill is when they do these, like, flips off of things. So satisfying. So very, very satisfying. Right, don't need wildfires anymore. No, no, no. Right, let's go to the shop. Stock up on Winter's Bite. And we want to be trying to get as many kills with Winter's Bite as possible. I still don't know whether ghost kills with Winter's Bite count or not. I would imagine they would do, but I don't want to risk it because we've only got so many resources and only have so many enemies. Hello, Melissa. How are we doing? You just missed a textbook taking out an orphan there. I'm sure I'll do it again, though, because we've got a few more to do. Ooh. The other thing to note as well, I think that was the orphan one. Note how we have 30 arrows available on our quivers. So we got... Was it? Yeah. So we got Unwanted level 3. That has unlocked, and we know that it will increase the amount of arrows that we have in the quiver. However, it hasn't taken effect yet. Some achievements, when you collect them, will only take effect once you come out of the run and go back into it. As you can see... where is it? No. 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 That's going to be... No, it isn't that one. Have we already done that one? It's going to be really far down the bottom, isn't it? The innocent. No. No. Where is it? Did I go past it? I've gone past it. Must have gone past it. 51%! Making progress! The Unwanted. So, when we got the Unwanted level 2, my arrows in my Winter's Bite quiver went from 25 to 27. Or, no, they went up from 27 to 30, maybe. Or maybe it did. Well, they were on 30, but I know that when you've got this to maximum, you get 32 arrows in the quiver, because there's nothing else other than Blessed Quiver. So, yeah. So we've definitely got the achievement, and we got it just then, and it didn't update the amount of arrows that we had. It may update between cycles, but for these achievements that are actually quite important, as in you can store more arrows, you want to leave your run in some capacity, be it rest or save and quit, and then come back in. Because as you can see now, our totals, we don't get the arrows if we were at maximum to take us back up to maximum, but we are able to now hold more. So I should have picked up that Winter's Bite after doing all of that palaver. Where was the... Come on, memory. Where was the pit? That was the third one. I think it was back at the start. So we need to go back to the start. So as I said, there are a lot of achievements that will not take the moment that you get them. Oh, no, it's just there, isn't it? Right, let's kill these guys, because I don't think we did these yet. And as we know, these are all counting towards our kills. We've done all of those ones. Did we do all the ones in this room? Memories. No, we didn't do them at all. So, again, as I said, even though I am finishing these enemies off with headshots, as long as they are taking that tick damage from Winter's Bite, they count. I know... Oh, I swear it was there. Damn it. Nope, it was back at the start then. My memory's so bad. Watch it not be here now and I'll be really confused. Is it back here? No, it wasn't. Oh, God. Where's the pit again? So, hey there, Silver-Tongued Devil here, and if you have memory issues like I do, the more that you play this game, the more familiar you will become with the different spawning points of the pits. There's only a few in each of the different configurations that you can get within the game. And you'd think that that would mean that I could remember which one. Like, for instance, I know that that configuration, there's in each configuration as well, there's only one location in each, I think, maybe two in some of them, that the pit can actually be in. In that configuration, the only place that the pit can be in is where we just looked, where that big mosaic-y, glass windowy thing was. In this one, again, there is only one location that the pit can be in, and it is there. So I can't say anything like, oh, if there is such and such a glass window or such and such a mosaic, that's the only place that the pit can spawn. That's not true. But I know that that's the only place in this one that it can spawn. Also, to note as well, as we know with the Orphan is always in the third section of Purgatory, and in Abyss it can be either or. As far as pits are concerned, they don't have that rule. The entrance to a pit can be in any of... We have got pits unlocked for this, I swear. Oh, it's over there, isn't it? Ugh. The pits can be in any of the sections other than, like, and when I say section, I mean 1, 2, or 3. Obviously in... Well, I definitely talk in my sleep about it, Op. Right, there's our pit. Oh, of course, the ghosts are back. Someone said that they've got rid of this. This is another way that we could harvest some achievements. If you kill the Guardian ghosts within the 3 ghosts that are guarding a pit entrance, and then leave the game through either Rest in Sanctuary or Save and Quit, when you come back, the 3 ghosts will be there. They will count for points, although ghosts are only worth the amount of gold. So you could do that over and over again and get hundreds of points. So that's a good question. The Orphan is a standard score, but the more health a Orphan has, the more headshots it is worth. And the one thing with the Orphan that I've started to notice but never, or noticed a while back, is a body shot on an Orphan will always give you the same amount of gold as a headshot, whereas a headshot on an Orphan seems to give you double the gold that you would normally get for a headshot. Remember that? What was it? Picking up the pieces achievement that I showed earlier about getting gold for each and every individual headshot. I think, though, Orphans, it doesn't matter the distance you get a headshot on them, they're always worth, I think, a standard amount of points. But then a lot of people don't do long shots on Orphans. So my advice would be headshots, and obviously the later cycles, like Orphans, get ridiculous health pools in later cycles. What we got? Hey, skeleton archers, everybody's fucking favorite. Right, let's get this done. So note how we are not under a lot of threat right now. I am still, because this is a pit as well, I am still treating it like I am surrounded by enemies. And the reason being is because, especially in pits, and especially when you are securing your entrance, like I'm trying to do, you never know what you're alerting around these corners. I'm not doing this as patiently as I should be, but we are also securing our grand entrance to our first purgatory pit. And I want to be doing this without taking damage as well, which could potentially be a tall order. Now, we have taken a hit in the level, so this will be a good test to see if you can get the achievement for perfecting a pit, even if you took damage in the level. Technically, from what we've seen of the rest of the game, we should be locked out now from any of these perfects, but I believe pits count as a separate entity and are treated as individual levels for the purposes of perfects. But we'll find out. I'll just not take any damage. Easy, right? So, now the one that I am... Oh, there won't be any orphans here because we haven't done a pit yet. Where's that skeleton? There he is. Note how with these skeletons as well, I am not taking any chances whilst we cannot afford to take a hit. Ugh. So if I can't hit the headshot, I'm still going to leather them as quickly as possible. The faster you can take them out, the better. The other thing that I would say as well, if you have Winter's Bite, Winter's Bites... yeah, done that loads of times. Done that loads of times, Al. So this is part of the reason why skeleton archers... I mean, skeleton archers are incredibly accurate and one of the only enemies in early cycles, I think. Because incubi have a tendency to teleport outside your vision if you let them. But a lot of the time when that happens, it's because you've looked at an area when they've decided to teleport, I think. Skeleton archers are the only enemy in this game. In later cycles, some of the enemies do change their behaviours a little bit. Whether it's a glitch in behaviour or intended, I don't know. But the one thing that I can tell you is, regardless of cycles, skeleton archers can just basically teleport where the fuck they like. A lot of enemies try to teleport when they teleport into your field of view. If you are spinning your head, if you're thinking like, hang on, I've definitely been attacked by a monk from behind, a lot of the time that will be because you've looked away. Come on. No. Stop it. Stop it. You stop it too. Right, we're going to run from that because I don't want to take any damage. Ooh, that was very close. Thank you, Von. Get to that right away. Let's have a look. Nope. Oh, good. That one. Lovely. Lovely. Let's have a battery check as well. Yeah, that's about on par for where we should be. So that is quite a good thing to note there. We've been playing for 2 hours, and normally my percentage would on battery would drop very little. I know a lot of people are finding on the Quest 3 with any games that even when they are using something like an external battery charger, the external battery cannot keep the headset charged as fast as it is losing power to, excuse me, the game being played. So one of the things that I've found is you can reduce that factor by doing what I do, that being to turn the brightness down. Because I mean, yeah, you guys probably see things a lot brighter than I do. This still looks hella bright for me, as far as I'm concerned. Defecate on the Tormented. Level 1. It's defecate, not defecate. A simple spelling error there could have been hilarious. Super bright. Come on now. What are you playing at? Now, we don't actually have any orphans to worry about in here, although we do need to be picking up the pace a little bit. So let's, because if we can get this one finished, what is it with this one? Is it 9 minutes? So this is one of the other things that I find as well. Not so much with ghosts, but picking up the pace and getting things done sooner. Unholy wind, indeed. Picking up the pace and getting these pits done sooner rather than later, and getting into things' faces before they are ready to come at you, can often be a better tactic than trying to slow roll it. Well, that is a strong possibility. What did we just get? Pit of Reformation trial. That's what we were after. Lovely. So note how we haven't killed everything yet. Yet it's still counted as the trial being completed. And the reason being is because the game counts this level as ended when the portal opens. And so what I can tell you now is the portal will be open, allowing us to leave. However, and we can see from that spunk trail leaving my angelic groin right now, there you go, that is the case. And as we've done in previous testing streams as well, you only actually have to kill about, I think we said between 88 and 92% of the enemies down here before that spawns. Now, here's the important part. Will this count? We did get damaged in the level. We didn't get damaged in the pit. Yes, I know that click because that's the click that I recorded for my phone. Because it's one of the few clicks that you can get where there will be no other background noise or no other various bits and pieces. And I recorded that click so that I could put it as my notification tone on my phone. And it was very important that I got one that didn't have background music or, you know, monks doing the Fonz routine. And that's the one that I found was the easiest one, or not easiest one, but most reliable click to get that had no other background noise. So we'll just go back a second. Quick review. Oh, come on now, Von. Come on now, Von. Everyone wants to know about the angelic groins in this game, surely. Yeah, I mean... Interesting. Because we can't get quivers, we might as well be constantly switching our arrows, because that isn't going to help us. If I do see another Winter's Bite, though, we will switch over to that. We don't need to worry about not getting hit anymore. And as we've just confirmed as well, it doesn't matter if you take damage in the level, as long as you don't take damage in the pit, you will get the achievement. I was quite sure of that previously, but it is nice to have the old memory refresh. And yeah, I have noticed, same as you, Al, I have noticed some kind of strange behaviours with the quest, but one of the things that with the quest 3, but one of the things that I can say is, you know, turn the brightness down, and it should, like, we're only 4% down now, and I've been playing and streaming, which is another level of battery drainage again. We've been playing and streaming now. Oh, I didn't do what I wanted to do. God. We've been playing now and streaming at the same time for a good 2 hours, and we've only lost 4%. And I know other streamers that, you know, would be like 50%, 40% right now, even if they've kept on top of the battery. Now, we want to do this. That's what I was here for. Just in case there's any achievements that didn't take. And yeah, the thing, I know you're not, but I know you're messing around, but the thing is, the time to sell your Quest 2 has passed. You'll get like $50 for it these days now, because they're so bloody cheap. So this is why I gave mine to my kids. So that's what people with have got Quest 3s should be doing with their Quest 2s. Give it away to somebody, or try and get them into VR. Do them a favour. So, I can't remember what we unlocked, but let's have a quick review anyway. So there we go, 54%, 75 achievements in. We're actually surprisingly close. $200 is an absolute steal for a Quest 2. That is an absolute steal. $200, that's like what, 150, 170 quid? Yeah, as you said, that's one of the things that I've been told by the guys on DOE as well, is if you want to up the battery, or rather reduce the battery consumption, turn the Quest 3 enhancement tab off and make sure you set disable LOD to yes. And that will do the job. So what did we get there? We got Escape Pit of Reformation. We did the trial of it, which was completing it in 9 minutes. And as you saw there, I didn't kill everything. So in the Pit of Reformation, you don't have to kill everything for it to class. As soon as that portal opens, you are classed as completing. So basically, you have 9 minutes to kill 88 to 92% of the enemies in the pit to get that achievement. And then, as you see there, complete the Pit of Reformation without ever taking damage. So we now have orphans in the Pit of Reformation. Which one's the one that gets you the life bar? Completing Pit of Reformation yields greater riches. This achievement now means that when we complete the Pit of Reformation, we will get 3 rewards instead of 2. And then that opens up the Pit of Perdition. Which one was the one that gets you life? I'm sure one of the pits, Mastery, you get an additional life bar. So I can show you it here. Pit of Agony Mastery. No, that's Orphans. No. But normally Mastery, gain 1 health permanently. This is huge. Absolutely huge. Now, the other thing to note as well is maximum allowed amount of health. As you can see, our health bar is going up, but that is a factor that changes something graphically within the game and not stat. So because of that, it won't actually update. We'll never have more than 6 life in our run regardless. So that achievement will not take hold until we stop, die in this run and start again. But then that's kind of the challenge, isn't it? So So yeah, things are going to get difficult next cycle, let me tell you, because we'll be taking double damage. And there is no armor, which basically means that I can take 3 hits and then I'm dead. But we should be alright, right? Right? So one of the other problems that we've got now as well, we should get the Pit of Perdition next. But by saving and quitting could have potentially interrupted the pit cycle. But I think the first time when you do it, it will always give you the pits in a specific order until you've completed them all. So, what do we need to do next? We still need to get our Harbinger of Anguish, I think, is the last one. We'll save... No, that's not helping us. I will save my Winter's Bite for Anakin, just so we can give ourselves a bit of an easier time on him, because we've only got 12, and I do plan on harvesting him just a little bit. I swear I just had it off a monk teleport then. Note how these enemies are taking 2 headshots, but when I hit them with a barrage of needles, they only take the core damage from the flechette of it. Para Exemplar, 540. Now, with something that's got a lot more health, like a Knugget, look at all of those numbers, that blob of numbers. Each one of those 70s is an additional headshot in combination with the 140. But we're not doing this for points. As K2 and some of the others of you in this channel will know, the day of Barrage of Needles being a scoring arrow is well and truly over. Although it did happen. I was there. I found it out. It was like that once upon a time. But they removed it. I still don't know why, but it took them a whole season. I don't know. I think somebody complained, and that's why they removed it. Because when I found out about it and spoke to the developers about it, because I was concerned at the time that my concern at the time when I found it out is, well, I don't want to be doing this if it's considered sort of like cheating or even exploiting, really. You know, you use your tricks in the bag to win tournaments, of course, but what I was told by the developers when I found that out mid-tournament is, yep, Barrage of Needles being used as intended. And I was like, yeah, cool, no worries, as long as you're happy with it. There was some talk when I was chatting with the devs about that as to whether to open it up to give everybody the same advantages that I was getting out of Barrage of Needles. And I kind of considered it, but then I also didn't want to A, ruin my own chances of winning cool prizes, and B, Barrage of Needles wasn't the arrow that was doing a lot of the scoring during that tournament anyway. It was actually Hail of Arrows, especially on the crossbow. It did hold me in good stead for the Abyss level. Oh, Barrage of Needles. But that was it. Right. We should be able to use these Barrage of Needles on these Era Knights. Let's milk Anakin for everything that he's worth. We're going to have to. Because we can't do huge amounts of damage with Winter's Bite. It's a shame Weebs isn't here, actually, because he had some questions for me this morning on Anakin. As I've said with Anakin previously, as Beanie thought, and I've since proved, it is not the first hit on Anakin that spawns his monks. For anyone who's in early cycles, that's how it appears. The reason why I've said and then proved that that isn't the case is because that's usually not how computer and game logic works. It won't be on first hit. There'll be a number there that the system understands and then can trigger conditions. If number lower than X, then Y. And that is the same thing with Anakin here. It isn't the first hit, it's when he takes like more than 1% damage. So initially, it looks like first hit on Anakin is always going to trigger the first wave of monks. But it's actually, as you'll find out as you get into later cycles, it can be more than that. So let's see. We need to get quite a couple of hits. We need to trigger this first wave. And ideally do so before the knights come in. There we go. We heard them. I can use the barrage of needles for a nice big assortment of juicy headshots there. Lovely stuff. Now, we are going to try and do the proper techniques that I do on this guy to try and avoid having to deal with the knights straight away. And the way that I do that is I do enough damage to Anakin to trigger this first wave of archers. I then tuck myself tight into this corner, and then whilst tight into that corner, teleport over here. And the reason why I do that, you'll see the knight, this is cycle 4 by the way, the knight is still at the top of these stairs. So as long as we don't get too close to up there or fire any arrows too close to them up there, they'll stay up there, which means that we don't have to deal with them, which would be great. Now I need to be able to see his head here. Yeah, I should have done the same. Do some extra damage here, and then you can have one of those. You can have one of those. And these guys have a lot of life as well. So he can have one of those. And then finish off with that and with that. Look at those bows. They just throw them when they're dead. Good lads. If we can put enough damage on him here to spawn the next wave, that'd be great. Take these guys out so they're not up our arse whilst we're trying to kill the rest of these archers. Again, if I don't get too close to that top platform and kind of get into their aura, we shouldn't alert them. Getting a bit close now. Ooh, not good. Get away from me. Right, so now we've alerted them. But because we're here, they will run around and throw axes at us. This is all part of the plan. Phew, that wasn't. There we go. Right, let's bring him up the... I'm trying to get headshots on these knights here because I want to get the achievement unlocked. Do not rely on your shield in these situations when it's game time, because the shield is not reliable enough to rely on. We don't want to be doing damage to him whilst he's here. Do want to be... All of these are still point scoring headshots as well. As you can see. Are you going to go up the stairs? Yes, you are. No, you're not. You changed your mind. All of these are still point scoring headshots. The reason why I know this is because you can still see the gold numbers coming out of their heads as I'm shooting them for headshots. The moment that those yellow numbers stop coming out of those heads is the point that you stop scoring points for them. Note as well how that knight initially when he spawned in wasn't alerted, and that's another technique that was discovered after I done the video. Or, well, not discovered, it was something that, to be fair, was being worked on at the time. Now, where do we want the next group? So here's the thing that we could do. This is worth showing off. I think this has been shown off by other people as well, but I'll do it anyway. If I freeze these guys there, and then basically fuck off, so that they can't see me, and get as far away from them as possible, they should de-aggro. We'll see what they do. But I've frozen them. They haven't died. And this is another way to stop you having to worry about knights. Oh no, they are still coming. How did you do it again? Oh, no, 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 no. I'm doing it the wrong way around, aren't I? So I need to... This technique I haven't done myself. That was it. We need to kill them and then basically wait for Anakim to be really, really far away when they spawn. So if he's up on that top platform now and the knights spawn, as you can see there, that knight has not been alerted. So if you can basically make sure through Silver Lining that Anakim's really, really far away, and then his knights spawn, they'll spawn back in de-aggroed. Obviously, if I send an arrow whistling up there, they'll re-aggro again. Let's get him this side. And then we'll get over there, shoot him some, and then get into that alcove at the back there for some last kills. These are all counting as headshots and such. Can do a little bit more lining here, going from one corner to another, and note how he's going where my last location as opposed to where I am now. And now what we'll do, move here a little bit. Remember that all of these archers around me have previously spawned a archer. Archer. Yeah. Which means that if I now do enough damage to him, you can tell that I have done enough damage to him now because of that flinch, they will spawn in... Oh no, we didn't do these, did we? Yes, lovely. No, these... Normally, the technique that I use is... These archers I get out of the way... out of the way of early doors, but we had to change tactics because I haven't got a big damaging arrow, and there should be one there. Damn it, he's too far away. I don't want to go any close to him because we'll alert the knights, but he will. Notice how he teleported into my field of view. I was looking there, and that's kind of where he's forced to teleport into. Good news for us. When teleporting in relation to Anakim, do not teleport through him. Teleport past him. Teleport wide. If you teleport directly through him, i.e. I shot my teleport arrow over the top of him, there is a chance that he will damage you with his aura. It's happened to me before. Definitely. Note how I could block those with shields. It is safer because of the lack of reliability that the shield has in this game to teleport out of his way every time. Or at least I find so anyhow. So again, we could get really far away from Anakim now that the knights are dead, and then they'll always teleport back in his vicinity. See that one behind the pillar there? And that one over there. And this is a good way. That arrow went flying past and alerted. I think it's time we get you finished up now, fella, don't you think? And we'll get surrounded by... archers here. But this is the other thing as well, is if you're quick enough, you can kill him at the same time. This is why a lot of people slowly whittle down Anakim and deal with his archers in small numbers, as opposed to doing the spamming technique. The one thing that I would say to anybody who is using things like Cataclysm or big damaging arrows to take him out, that will only last you so long. It will only work so far. Once you've got Winter's Bite and you have like a decent amount of achievements, it is never too soon to start practicing working the room like I just did, as far as Anakin is concerned. Now, the Fletcher's one unlocked. I'm wondering if we killed 25 Cupids. Let's have a look at the level. Might have to go fast here, so I might have to stop talking for a second. Shock horror. Yeah, again, it's the, like, I don't know. I just don't have it in my vocabulary anymore, or my repertoire, rather, is probably a better shout, of moves to even use the shield, because I, like all of you lot, even when I've held the shield out really far in front of me, have still had pass through, and I will not rely on something that works some of the time and doesn't work some of the time. Although I know I can do that sidestep and put the game into slow time, let the enemy attack where he was going for, or let him hit, and then teleport back for an easy kill. Yes, I could block, but when I do block as well, if you see me, I kind of do what you're talking about. I block with a shield bash. I find this maneuver not only blocks the swipe, and it gives you a bigger range of motion to block, but it also staggers the enemy a lot of the time as well. Anyway, I wish they put a sigil in for a boss run. I really do. I think it would be a great idea. Let's see if we can get these 25 kills at the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shit. Out. 6, 7, 8. It's not quick enough. 9. 10. No, I don't think this is quick enough. Nah, it's definitely not quick enough. I don't think we're going to be getting that one, and I think it's personally locked out for some reason. Yeah, sod that. Let's just play properly, shall we? Because we're already taking... See, this is the other problem as well, is I will not be attempting to get that achievement on cycle 5, because I would be on death's door right now. One more hit and I would be dead as of next cycle, with those 2 hits that we took in quite rapid succession there. So, gonna have to have a think about how to get that one in during a run, and even if it's actually possible. Something tells me it's locked out now. We can still do the equivalent of Purists 1, or we should be able to, but I've used slow time now here. Here would be a very dangerous place. In fact, the Purist one is also a run ender, and we've got a lot more achievements in us yet. The other problem we've got with trying to kill 25 enemies in quick succession is we have no powerful weapons that would do the job for us, and there's not even that many enemies on these levels because the populations have not been bumped up yet. So this is another thing to talk about as well, with the whole question of, like, you know, well, why do you need 100%? What do you need those high percentages for? The percentages you have unlocked in achievements, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's thresholds, like percentage thresholds, or from the specific achievements that unlock new enemies. I've got a feeling that it's the latter. But the long and the short of it is, if I am playing through a cycle and there are more enemies in my level than there are in yours because you haven't got all the achievements unlocked, well, guess what? It's more enemies, which means more kills and more headshots. So I'm scoring more than you regardless. And that is also an important factor when it comes to scoring. Oh, we need to be doing some winter spike kills, don't we? I can't remember. I'm sure Beanie told me that they didn't count. I know that does. We'll have to go back and we'll have a look in a minute. Let's pretend that they do for now. I don't see why they wouldn't. So this is one of the benefits that we do have in the earlier cycles, is because there is barely any different kinds of arrows in the game for us right now, because they've been unlocked but they're not actually in the world yet. We will be getting a lot of Blood of the Lambs and a lot of Winter Spikes, because there isn't that variation. We haven't got like huge tables of arrows to roll on to see what we're going to get when an enemy gets killed and they drop something, which is good for keeping us knee deep in life, but that's only going to help us up until cycle 8. After that, it doesn't matter how many blood of the lambs drop or not, we're dead in one hit. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. As long as I think I'll be able to have everything that I could possibly get unlocked in one run done before Anakin 6. But again, this is, I think, where I got to last time. So we shall see. But then the other thing as well is it'll give you guys room to experiment. Now, we are at the point now where we can stop taking out orphans. However, points and resources. There is only one points goal when it comes to achievements. And that points goal... Ooh. Look, see, I would rather move. I'll put the shield there anyway, but I would rather move. That points goal... How's that not here? That points goal is 1 million. 1 million points in one run. So, it's... Although there aren't any achievements... Although there aren't any achievements for orphans that are manageable. Basically, the next orphan achievement is we would need to, because we're doing it all in the one run, we would need to do 102 orphan kills. That's 5 orphans. You can get maximum a cycle. 3 from the main levels, 1 from each of the pits. So what's that? 10, 20, 21 cycles we would have to do. I would play a little bit longer for yourself, Melissa. I would carry on unlocking achievements now. Cheeky. Oh, he's behind me, that's why. I would carry on unlocking achievements for now. How? Being lazy now because there's Blood of the Lambs. The populations are starting to go up, it feels. That will have been the one for killing witches. Oh, yeah, shitbag. See? I thought I blocked that in time. I mean, it was a bit late, to be fair. There's a lot of stuff for us to deal with there. Let's retreat back and have a look, shall we? And we do need to be killing with Winter's Bite as well. In you come. I would do a little bit more if I were you, Melissa, but do it. As I said, it's as much an exercise in seeing how far you've come. I've had some people, our own Werner, I think, had this, is depending on your level of skill and how much time you've put into the game, you could find some challenges are completely impossible for you. Note how the populations of these levels are starting to creep up a little bit now. They're starting to get to the regular numbers. At the very start of the game, if you were at 0%, as soon as you have those pits unlocked and you go into them, I don't know if anybody noticed or not, but when we were in the Pit of Perdition, there was about a quarter, maybe 1/3. 1/3 the normal number of enemies, and most importantly, ghosts. It's ghosts that will get you in the levels. I mean, I can tell that there's less enemies than normal here, because normally you would have, like, cupids around the outsides here as well. And, like, around the outside there, around the outside there. So there would be, not a lot more, but there would definitely be more enemies. And so what I'm driving at here is... Oh, that was a good shot. It's lucky though. So what I'm driving at here is if there may be some achievements that you're kind of thinking like, oh, I can't do the pit of perdition in 9 minutes. But if you halved the number of enemies that were in the pit, could you do it then? You might find the pit particularly difficult. But if you halve the number of enemies that are in said pit, could you do it then? And if you can get all of the achievements out of said pit before... God, these are good shots, aren't they? Before you carry on your run, is that going to then be easier, earlier? And the answer is yes. Again, the pit video that I did, getting familiar with the pits or surviving the pits, would... be to try the pits earlier rather than later, and it's mainly down to population or lack thereof. The more achievements, basically, as we know, the further you get into the game, the more powerful you become, but the more difficult the game becomes as well. It's a very cool game in that regard, because it's one of the... Well, it's this kind of game that does those sort of things. It's why part of the reason as well I don't talk about it too much. It was one of the coolest things for me when I was getting unlocks and it said like, oh yeah, the order, the cardinal order of archers is now hunting you, and I was like, you fucking what? This game's hard enough already, and now you're giving new threats are coming after me? And, like, then the Cardinal Order of Knights, which are, of course, the Red Knights. And then they're in your next game, and all of a sudden, like, you know, you're getting more... Oops. Just trying to adjust my headphones on the fly there. Yeah, you're getting more... Come on now. You're getting more powerful, but so is everything else. So are the threats. And again, I don't like talking about it too much because it's one of those surprises in this game that I absolutely love. Where are we going? There we are. Let's put you on ice and you on ice, and then finish you off and finish you off. We'll have a look at our Winter's Bite achievement and see how that's coming on in the next shot, and hopefully we have a couple of Winter's Bites in there. Fight Club Idu. Good old memory. Nope, Rob, you've already been in there. You should have probably got the arrows that you needed from there already. Yes, you did. You just didn't remember, did you? Again. Right, so we will take a barrage of needles in an effort to hopefully unlock the headshot achievement. Let's quickly have a look and see how far we are off of... We might have got it whilst I've been yammering on. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. So that's Burn the Witch to level 3, which is so many hundred... Banshees, I think it's 106 or something silly like that. 140k, and we will get the last achievement for the only achievement, or the last of the achievements that are associated with score. So we don't need to do, like when you are doing your longest run, up until the point of you getting 100% completion, should be no more than 1 million points. And the reason being is because after 1 million points, you don't get anything achievement-wise. So, Freezing Hell, that's probably... I wish they actually put the numbers on here. That's something that I've been asking for a long time, so you can actually see, because these bars aren't particularly great, and with some of the achievements where you can get an awful lot, you have to do an awful lot before they actually unlock, the bar freezes at like 95% and you can't see it going up any further. Yes, you can see it when you die, but even then, some of those ones. So that's another thing as well. Like, that happens on Defecate the Tormented. When you get to having to do the 1,701 ghosts, you'll get to 95% when you are doing that, and it will appear to freeze. It isn't carry on. You will get Hand of God. Just carry on, jumping into the pit, killing the ghosts, jumping, dying, and repeating the step until it pops. So yeah, 23 orphans, that's doable in a single run. But normally these achievements are just kill 23 over time. But we obviously have to do it in a single run. That's a ways away off, and I ain't going to be doing that much. Where is Harbinger? Harbinger. Nope, we've already got it. There we go, Harbinger of Anguish. So you might have got that one recently. So that score 666 headshots in one afterlife. I've actually had that one completed in under 2 cycles. So, like, I think I would have got it halfway through cycle 2. And the reason being is because I would have been using Barrage of Needles on every single incubi in Abyss and then in the Pit of Purgatory. And you can get a hell of a lot of headshots out of Barrage of Needles that goes towards this. And the beauty of this is increase headshot bonus damage by 200% when you have it to top level. And once you've got it once, you don't need to do it again. Now, what else are we in range of? Winged Massacre, we can't do that. Here is Bone Collector. Deal 1 million damage in one afterlife. When you take damage, the next area you fire deals 300 bonus damage. In these sort of games, you do not want to be relying on a damage to do X strategy in any game really, unless there is a way for you easily to recover the life, like some kind of vampiric effect or what have you. You don't want to base your strategy on this, but it's nice to have. It can help you out in those oh shit moments. Let's see. So now we are at a point where it is just kill more, just kill more, just kill more, just kill more. Oh, we should be able to get that one. Blow up 10 enemies. Rubbish achievement, but it needs to be done. Just kill more, just kill more. Just kill more. Just kill more. Freezing. Defeat Anakin the Abominable 6 times. We're closing in on that now. We can't get any of these. Heavenly Silence. We cannot kill 66 Screamers. Again, we'd need to be able to get to like cycle 20 on a fresh profile. That ain't happening. Can't do any of these. Can't. I should be able to do these, but with how we've started, I think we're going to end up missing out on those two, unfortunately. We've still got a lot of pit ones to do. There's going to be 3 available in each of the last pits. So that's another 12. So that would put us on 88. That would be my previous record. So we just need to go through the game and play each of the pits, do them in time, and perfect them. Which, if I've got Winter's Bite upgraded, I am confident we can do. Right, cool, let's go. So yeah, a good night's work so far. Got a little bit more time. I'll do... What we'll do, I think, is I'll do Abyss. No, let's go and see if we can get it. What I was going to say is we'll do Abyss and we'll leave the pit for the next one of these runs to make sure that I get the Pit of Despair. Because it's one of the ways that we can force the Pit of Despair by doing a pit in Abyss and then going all the way through a cycle and going to the next pit without saving and quitting or resting in Sanctuary. Come on then, off you go, lad. So again, note how I'm closing in on him and he's not attacking me. He's just moving away. Likewise, if I run away from him, if he hasn't already prepped his attack, he'll come towards me. And basically, he is in a perpetual state of trying to get into his optimal range for his attacks. Now that he's in it, he'll begin his attack. This is another way... Oh, no, missed it. Another thing that we can do is just literally go from side to side, hitting him. And it's about obscuring how much sky, keeping the pillar between him and you, and how much sky you give him. This is a bit of a dangerous technique because he can go too far, but this allows you to basically have complete... You've almost got Gabriel on remote control. Oh, we have got barrage of needles. I've already got the achievement though. Why am I doing this? I suppose it's quick damage. Decent amount of points available from him here, because he's nothing but headshots, which is always a good thing. We'll top up on them because we can get kills with them. There we go. Yep! Yep! Did it! That's a little game I like to play where I sit on the top of Paradise Lost and fire the teleport arrow directly into. It actually has a practical application for tournament time, because if you can reliably do that, you can teleport out of the level quicker than somebody who can't. Because if you teleport to those platforms as they're raising or after a few seconds, you can't land your teleport arrow. Those of you who have played in timed tournaments and have to go from one cycle of, say, Paradise Lost to the next will know this. Right. So we do have, and we should be able to achieve the... no, they're too far away from each other. Let's just get the kills, Sodom. There will be groups. Oh yeah, we need to be getting Winter's Bite kills, don't we? There will be groups of skulls, because they usually come in threes. Right, don't need to worry so much about doing headshots anymore. So that's good. We just want to be concentrating on... Winter's Bite is the next big achievement for us to get. If we can get that, I'm confident that we can get to a decent cycle of old Annie Bobs. Is there one behind me? Sounded like it. Alright, come on lads. Let's be having it. Nope. Stay there. Thank you very much. Look at this guy! Come on now with your sideways firing bullshit. So, notice as well, as I said, the proof should be in the pudding with what I've said about Winter's Bite. It's hit, and then as long as you kill them before the tick damage disappears, and you have about 8 ticks, will count. If you are going to do any achievement for upgrading an arrow early and as quickly as possible, that's the one to do it. Because Winter's Bite, when you've got it upgraded, and you should try and upgrade it as soon as possible, can get you very far into this game, as hopefully I will demonstrate later on in these streams. So note how as well, the way that I am playing the game is not optimal, and this is part of that whole I can get far, it's fine mentality that I drop into. I'm not getting bored. It's that I want to get some progress in. Oh, I hear an orphan. Oh, might be able to get one. Damn. No, we're not. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, got one. So that's killing an enemy with the explosion from a skull. Again, do this on cycle 1, because the damage that a skull does isn't very much anyway, and has a huge drop-off in the amount of damage that it does. Doing it on cycle 1 means that you are likely to kill something like an abomination with that explosion, regardless of how close the enemy is to it. At later cycles, that is not the case. Right, where is she? She's going to be downstairs on the middle platform. So she's in this area at the moment, which is why we're going around this way, to try and give us as much jump time on her as possible. So she is now down here. Note how she hasn't been alerted, but I am very close to her, and we haven't got line of sight on her yet, which is why she hasn't run. What we want to do is jump in front of her to send her back up this way, where we've cleared everything. And we'll do that by getting in front of her. Ideally, we'll kill her. Oh, of course you're going to run past me. She's actually been really well behaved tonight and done exactly what I've said that orphans do. So there's always going to be a case when she doesn't, right? Never work with kids and animals, they say. Orphans are even worse. So yeah, normally orphans will run away from you. In that circumstance, she didn't. Possibly because she saw me and my location before I teleported onto her. If she hadn't seen me and I'd landed that teleporter on her, she definitely would have run up the stairs. So, and that would make sense because we know enemies do things based on the player. Like, for instance, they move to within our vision. So there's no reason to think that they wouldn't behave like that as well. Where's he? Yes, all the way up there. Excuse me. Coming through. Ow. That was a mistake. So again, note how the way that I'm playing this, I am still rushing this. When we get to cycle 5, normally I would start slowing down. There's going to be no exception here because we need to do at least Anakim cycle 6. I might as well be trying to unlock these. Something to do, right? Yeah, we need to get to at least Anakim cycle 6, and I need to get... See, that one blew up that one and that one, so that'll count as 3 exploding heads killed, and it'll count as an additional 2 enemies towards that kill things with exploding heads. Let's see if we can force another one here. Get him onto really low life. And then blow him up. Lovely. Almost on purpose, look. That one, it is easier, if you can, to just spawn in Abyss, go to the groups, shoot one, which will then blow up the other, do that to all the groups in Abyss, and then either quit game or die, rinse and repeat. And then you'll get both of the achievements unlocked after a certain amount of time by doing just that. So, Barrage of Needles is good here. Barrage of Needles still is a good arrow because we can't one-shot Abyss monks with standard arrows. Hell, we can't even one-shot knights anymore. White knights, I don't think, at this cycle. But we can one-shot them with Barrage of Needles right now. However, as I said previously, that's no good for scoring. And note how there is still a summoner here as well, which is all good. Don't know if that's a hindrance or a curse, because it's actually an additional resource for us, which is good. More Winter's Bite. Just what the doctor ordered. Let's get you finished up nice and quick. Damn. Thank you, Vaughn. Abyss archers, especially at this cycle, are fast and tricksy. So normally you would not see anywhere near the numbers that we're seeing tonight, but obviously we are, because I've confused the game. Because it wants, basically it wants to, there's never 4 Abyss archers up here. But because the game doesn't know how to cope with the fact that we haven't unlocked archers for places where there should be either red, white and red, or black archers, because it hasn't got a Scooby what to do, it puts Abyss archers there. Which I think it should anyway, because Abyss archers are for the Abyss, but I do think it would make the Abyss a lot harder, because one of the very annoying things about Abyss archers at higher cycles is when they take damage, they teleport away. And you do get to the point where you can't do enough to kill them. Nice one, Vaughn. Cheers. See you later, mate. We'll only do a little bit more. Get a couple more achievements popped. See if we can get the pit done. And then we'll probably end it there. So, again, it's not going to be plain sailing in future episodes, but we're doing all right. Sure, I could see the pit. Let's have a look. Sure, I saw the pit earlier in the second part of the level, or I'm making that up. So you might be able to see that on your screen. This is something that's quite important with the Abyss for me, is you knowing where the pit is, and then you can kind of formulate your strategy around that. I can see that the pit is there. I know that pit location. I know where that's going to be and what building that's going to be on the side of. But that can be quite difficult. That can be easily missed. The other thing as well is if you've been through all of that and you look at that level and you can't see where the pit portal is, hopefully you guys can see that. It should be clear enough. If you can't see where the pit portal is, that means one of 3 things. You've missed it, which if you've double-checked and triple-checked, you shouldn't have. It's either on the opposite side of a building to what you're facing, so you wouldn't be able to see it, or it's underground. Knowing those factors is something which allows me to do the Orph Annihilation technique in Fletcher. Because in that, we're just trying to go for orphans and for pits and nothing else. So, alright, let's see what we've got in the old shop for us. Winter's Bite, hopefully. Lovely. I will get round to... no, I don't... 666 kills with Barrage of Needles when they only hold 26 at a time is a bloody tall order. And it's not an arrow that we're going to be using. The only reason why I do Wildfire is Wildfires you get a lot in the quiver, and it's only 266 kills. So, and they're kind of useful. As Alan was saying as well, Barrage of Needles, there's a really good way to A, level them up to maximum and get them upgraded, which isn't really that useful, but good for your achievement hunting. I mean, yeah, it's like the upgrade is 50% more range, but with an arrow that's supposed to be a shotgun, 50% more range is sod all, basically. So it's not that good an upgrade. I think the upgrade should be changed to... It should be that range as standard, and they should change it to when you have done that achievement, you unlock the ability to use barrage of needles as a scoring arrow. But I am a little biased. Just a little. Is there an archer back there? Yes, there he is. Oh, die, would you? So, freeze arrows, or Winter's Bite arrows, on Abyss archers and skeleton archers are incredibly important because it stops them teleporting for one. Right, now what we're going to do here... Ooh, is this a good idea if I've got to do the next bit quick? I suppose it doesn't really matter. Right, that one should blow up. Nope, it didn't. Oh, hey, there we go. That helped. Oh no, that's Bone Collector. Huh? But we haven't got 1,000,000 points. We've got 1,000,000 gold. Oh no, we've got 100,000 gold. What the hell? Interesting. You could, yes. And that would be a really good shout. Yeah, that's quite right. Liz, you could. And that would be a very good idea. That would be a very good use of your time. Right, let's... What was that? Huh. Look at that. The things you notice. Very good. I was wondering what that was then. I thought that was a graphical defect. So we don't need our headshots here. So this is as good a place as any to get like barrage of needles kills. Anything really that doesn't have explosive effects or area of effects. This up here is a great place to do it. You can even do it here as well. Another thing to note that I will show you. Sometimes they'll run at you, but if you get the right spot, they'll just stop on the spot. Is at higher cycles, the summoners, I don't know what it is on cycle 4 now because they adjusted it again so it's lower. It used to be 5 at this cycle. There you go. Oh no, 6. Oh no, it might have been 6 at this cycle then. It isn't any more than that. The maximum number of abominations that a summoner can spawn increases the further you get through the cycles. I know this because they changed it so that a cycle 1 and I think 2 can only summon 3 at a time now, and it used to be 4. Why is that important? Because then you can work out what cycle you want to be on that will spawn the maximum number of enemies the quickest that are of a low enough health that you can then easily kill with your underpowered arrows at the time or with your special arrows. Another thing to note as well, the further in cycles that you get with summoners, see this little light show that comes up? That tells us that much further and we will take a hit from his aura. That aura, like Anakim, gets bigger the higher cycle you get into the game. If we come away, his light show will end. So that's your warning. That's how you know when you are getting into damage distance with a summoner. Light show on, light show off, light show on. Isn't it beautiful? That actually looks really good as well. It looked alright on the Quest 2. It looks everything obviously looks better on the Quest 3. So yeah, obviously if you like teleport right onto a summoner, then he will damage you and you won't know any differently. Nobody does, Sathom, because nobody ever gets close enough to the bastards. Except this idiot! I get close enough. I mean, it's worth knowing for farming purposes, so that you know where you can position yourself. I like the light show myself. I think it's quite kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, you know, it might be for another reason when you get close, but to me, that... Because it's not showing where his aura is, or maybe it kind of is. I don't know. But it's warning us that we're getting close enough to... The reason why I know this as well is because standing here on earlier cycles, when you're farming here, it doesn't show up. But on later cycles, when you're at cycle 10, if you were stood here, his light show is going. It does get to a point where it can't go any bigger either, I will add. So... But yeah. Useless knowledge 101. I mean, it's not useless. There is... Like, for this is a great place to unlock the achievements for Unholy Light. Because you can drop it down... You can jump up here. Again, I've got a video on how to do this. You can jump up here, and you can kind of kill these outlier ones. No. Very good, Melissa. No, it means that they are summoned abominations and that you will score 0 points. So, again, easiest way to check points. 939913. So let's just take the 9913. And if we kill something... Try and headshot it. There you go, headshot. That would normally score, wouldn't it? 9913. Hey, that's an... Hey, look, right, I'm full of interesting facts. But here, you could drop a holy light there, and then you could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's 5 kills towards. You would only need 1 or 2 stacks of holy light and maybe a quiver to be able to finish the achievement, so you should be able to use him to do it in one sitting. For now, we're going to use it to try and get our Winter's Bite. Kinda hoping that I can get it to pop with using the Winter's Bite on minions, because then it'll kind of prove the point that I'm always banging on about, that you can use these things for these things. But I think we're going to require another quiver at this rate. Yes. What's the chances? I thought you were going to drop one then. And again as well, look how long that hexagon... I don't think it's the hex, I actually think it's the red ball. But look how long... I am in slow time now. Look how long that stays there for. It stays for absolutely ages. As you saw earlier, whilst that is in play, you can be damaged by his aura. So until that hexagram, pentagon, red ball of death thing disappears, do not get within his range, otherwise you will take damage. What am I hearing? I swear I just heard an abomination. Might have been cables scraping on my neck. Right. Let's get a... let's have a look. I got another achievement run for fun. Oh, yeah. No, good. Good one, Liz. Yeah, there's a lot of achievements that you can get out of summoners. They are very useful. It's a very good... There's a lot of achievements that you can get out of a lot of enemies. Like, for instance, you can farm, with the right arrows, the cupids on this level. Oh, you're still alive, eh? So yeah, if we get a bit close, you'll see the light show come up. You just want to die straight away. Hopefully we get a Winter's Bite. That'd be lovely. No. It's also actually another good reason to come to the pit, to the abyss, for things, is, as you can see, each one of those summoners can drop, and always drops something. So if you are trying to hunt down specific arrows to get kills with, so that you can get the upgrades, the Abyss is one of the best places to come, because in most levels, in most configurations, in most sections, there is at least one summoner. Look at the amount of damage it did to that Banshee. Barely anything. But we did get a kill off of the Cupid. Good job, that was above us. Hello. Yeah, normally these skeletons as well would be Black Knights. Oh, look at him turn and fire last second. What a champ. A champ. We're still down on population at the moment because there was barely anything in this courtyard, and it usually has at least 2 white knights and a black knight, and then there's usually multiple knights up here as well. So enemies, some of the spawn points are being changed over to other enemies, others are just being left off basically as non-existent spawn points. So, but yeah, this place is a great place for harvesting resources and kind of playing the percentages when you, like, you know, when I'm doing proper unlocks, like getting, oh, he did a double bounce, look at that, that's rare. Flip-flopped. Flim-flammed! Yeah, I would come here to do the vast majority of my achievement unlocking because it is a great level for it. Hey, there we go. Which one was that? The crap one. So that's good. We need to be working towards these because they're easy ones to get. There's our pit. Note how I'm firing all these arrows and I have no idea where they're going. Or at least I do have an idea where they're going. They're going into empty air. That's what brought this guy in and got his interest. This is why it's quite important where you can be to either be accurate or lure enemies to places where you won't send arrows flinging off into the, well, abyss to alert enemies. Oh, oh, opportunity, opportunity. Come on, come on, come on. Do a little tickle. A little tickle of damage there and a little tickle in there. Yes! It's very difficult to do that. When I have the delay unlocked fully, I'll show you another technique as well, because you can actually hit those skulls away with your shield. And when you hit them with your shield, it resets. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, Al, with that technique... Let me see if I can do it. Check this out. Might work, might not. They will explode on the next thing they touch. Or until their timer goes. You can try and do trick shots with them, but the radius is so small, and the way that you combat them is so... It's not very intuitive. It's not like you can push it and it'll go in a straight line from when you push. They can kind of go anywhere. But in a last-minute pinch, it can be quite good because it resets the timer before they're about to explode. So let's say, for instance, you know, one comes around the corner and right on top of you. I would recommend to always hit them upwards if you can, because there's nothing but clear sky there. If I was to hit one sideways into that wall, it would then save me from it self-destructing, but then I would take damage from it because it hit the wall, and it would be too close. So that's, again, another little useless thing. It would be cool if when you hit them, their explosion radius was increased so that I could then make videos about doing trick shots of skulls. So, but it's incredibly difficult, and enemies just have too much health for those things to work properly. This is quite a rare configuration these days, which is good. A lot of enemies down here as it happens. Note how as well, yeah, so he teleported out of my sight in this circumstance, and I think because I said it's only skeleton archers, that might be as much to do with the fact that we're getting to higher cycles now. Look at all those headshots that we got on him as well. Each of those headshots is scoring regardless of the kill. And the other thing to note as well on scoring, because I've seen this been asked before as well, that a headshot on an Abyss Monk in the main mode is worth as much as a headshot on Gabriel, or an Abomination, or a Black Knight, or a White Knight, or a Red Knight. It doesn't matter the enemy, it matters the distance. So, for the purposes of scoring, that scores as much as hitting him with a headshot. Steady with the toes. His distance. Distance is the important factor. Oh, every time. Every time. Yeah, that is one of the things that I will definitely stream, me doing Orph Annihilation's runs, because I really enjoy Orph Annihilation. It's a very exhilarating way to play a very cool mode. Although it probably isn't optimal anymore, because they upgraded the amount of health that we can get on a Fletcher run. Some roofs they can, actually, as it happens, Al. Some roofs they can. I think it's a bug, though, because you don't see it very often. No, they... Right, don't think that they can't, because it's thinking... I'll see if I can... It's thinking that they can't is when they'll get you. It's not that... Right, let me put it this way. I believe it's a bug, and I don't think it's supposed to happen, but they can teleport onto roofs with you. Let me try and find one that I've definitely had one on before. I find it's these roofs that have got that somewhere around them that seem to be a good candidate. The reason why they're not supposed to be able to teleport up there is because their model doesn't allow them to run along this sort of stuff, or at least the legs don't articulate properly. Like, you know, both of my legs wouldn't be straight whilst I'm running along this. One would be bent and the other one would be straight and I'd be canted. The enemies can't do that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, hear me thinking it. So yeah, as a general rule, find somewhere like a spire to be on top of. Roofs are usually fine, but I can tell you now, being here, like with knights, knights can throw things at you. Skeleton warriors haven't got anything to throw at you, so you just get up here. Oops. Yeah, treat them exactly like knights. Like, I'm trying to think where we had them earlier. Here's a good one. Here's a good example. There's always 2 skeleton warriors spawn here where that summoner spawns. And you just go onto here. And then they can't get you. They don't have anything to throw at you. They can't teleport onto these. Or at least there's not enough space for them to teleport onto you. Skeleton warriors do not need a lot of space to teleport onto you, just like banshees don't. That would be enough space. That would probably be enough space. If you're right on the edge, that's one of the few circumstances where you can almost force a teleporting enemy to teleport behind you. But they're not naturally programmed to do that. Right. Pit. We need to do this very quickly. Now again, hopefully this is despair, because we've had agony twice. Yes, right. Go. Be quick, be fast. We've got to do this one very quickly. But note how, because it is early doors, there's not actually as many enemies here as there would normally be, which means that we're likely to be able to get the achievement easier. We also want to do this without getting hit. No Cupid at the end there. Less abominations. But we want to kill all of these on the way. I'm going to go here and here to make sure that I don't take a hit from anything. That archer is in the wrong place, I'll tell you that much for nothing. we just basically, as far as the speed side of things, do this with special arrows as well. Yes, they can. Yeah, they can. Well, they don't... That is a good point, Athon. They don't actually attack instantly when they teleport. They're already attacking when they teleport, is the way that that works. Right, now that he's unlocked, if we can kill him, we've done it. As soon as he's down... Managing too many things here. As soon as he's down, level ends. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Faster. Oh, crap. This is a bit silly, isn't it? Oh, I don't think we did it fast enough. Shit. Although that was quick, I was technically using a lot of slow time. So, alright, we got another Winter's Bite out of it. We done the one that's important, not getting hit. If we don't have to worry, as you can hear from the click, again, this is another pit that you can use, or another achievement that you can use to get a clean sound bite of the orphan thing. So we got the escape, and we got the mastery, but we didn't... Is there a trial for that one? I'm sure there is. I thought there was a do it in 90 seconds. That is a very tall order with normal arrows, and these achievements are the ones that break... Oh, excuse me. These achievements are the ones that break the usual rules. I have said to you all before, if you can see a timer, when you slow time, it will not... the slow time will not slow the clock. If you can't see a timer, like in Siege of Heaven, or the Executioner timer for the Executioner bonus, the slow time will affect and slow down that timer. The timers for things like the Abyss trial or the various trials, i.e. doing things quickly, are timers that cannot be seen, but they don't confine to the rules. So if you are trying to do things quickly, as far as the trials side of things, you want to be doing them without using slow time and on low cycles. Now, for me, it was more important there that we got mastery done, as opposed to worrying too much about the time trial one. The time trial one, when I've got my Winter's Bites up a bit, we can concentrate on, because when I've got Winter's Bite completed... Oh, we can't even... time is it? I'd like to get that done tonight. Let's have a quick look. Because then I know where I am going forwards. My other bit of advice would be, do not try and do that in 90 seconds with vanilla arrows. Take Wrath of God in there. It'll make it so easy. Oh, look at it. So close. So close. So that should show you that what we've been, because we've been doing a lot of work with freezing them and then headshotting them, and that is definitely doing that. We've also done it with a lot of enemies that are considered not real. Oh, we've got another achievement coming up as well. Oh, hang on. Let me just go back a second. There was something I wanted to check. I'm sure Bone Collector was score 1,000,000 points in one run. Or was it? I can't remember. 2 seconds. Just want to see if that's bugged somehow, or if I'm thinking of a different achievement. That's right, we're getting there. We're almost at 1,000,000 points. Let's see. But yeah, so this is another thing as well. I mean, I have done some cycle hopping and cycle skipping and skipping 3 levels without doing any, but I would expect to be on about that at the end of cycle 2. I'd expect to be like 1.2 million to 1.4 million at the end of cycle 2. We're barely at 1 million now, and we're almost finished cycle 4. Ugh. Ugh. Right. What one was I wanting to look at? Bone collector. Okay, here's a thing. So this is where, you remember I was saying about Barrage of Needles being really good for getting headshots. Barrage of Needles is also really, yes, no, you're quite right. I thought it was points. It's actually 1 million damage, so it's 1 million in the red numbers. This is where, again, Barrage of Needles can help you, because when you are hitting with Barrage of Needles, you're doing a lot of headshots and a lot of damage in one go as well. So this can actually help with that. The easiest way to get that in one run, in my opinion, would be to get Winter's Bite unlocked and then just cycle skip and keep on killing Anakin with Winter's Bite, because you can do huge amounts of damage with that. So that would be a great arrow to do that one. But yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, so it's 1 million damage, not 1 million points. But it would normally take us longer than 1 million points to get 1 million points worth of damage, I think. That's the right way around. Right, let's get Asmo done. Winter's Bite unlocked. We'll end it there. And set ourselves up for probably what will be the stream where I should be able to break my own personal best and get closer to the record. The one thing to note as well is when that record was set, the game would have been a little easier. Yeah. Maybe it is kind of standard then, but I felt that I was getting it sooner than I should have been because of Barrage of Needles. I'm sure it was because of Barrage of Needles. But then, having said that, those extra headshots, you're not doing it for the points or even the damage. You're doing it for the extra heads. Nice and quick, let's get this done. We need to get some enemies done. Technically... Oh, let's see. Let's see, shall we? This might be a waste. Let's see if these skulls count as enemies for the purposes of achievements. Yep. Freezing hell. I mean, why you would come here to do that, I have no idea. And also, these ones count as exploding towards the exploding head killer achievement. That much we know. One of the things I can tell you is his Hadoken skulls do not. So here's another place. If you cycle hopped all the way... If you were doing... Now, if you were going for Exploding Head Killer, not the other one, but Exploding Head Killer, and this is one you should be going, go through the level, kill all the flaming skulls, come to Asmo, kill all of those, then stop and restart. Every time you do it on Asmo, you'll make that first stage of him easier, because the heads won't explode quite as quickly. It can be... That one's a good one for you to practice, Melissa. No, I tell you what, it's one place where you'll get really good at your slow time. And when you have Exploding Head Killer to... I have no idea where that came from. Yo! There hasn't been 2 up until this point. Now there is. Fuckers. Until you have Exploding Head Killer level 3... When you've got that, I will show you a very easy way to do that. But get Exploding Head Killer 3 first. But basically, you don't need to shoot any of those skulls. You just need to pop one blister, wait for them to get close to you, and then teleport away. You don't even need to shield them. Just need to let them get close enough to you to activate their self-destruct, and then you can just teleport away. Kind of like the normal flaming skulls. 6 life. That'll actually be a really good place to end it, the next level. Yep, that's where you do it. If you have slow time for Asmo, or you can get your slow time skills for Asmo on Asmo, Siege of Heaven is the other place. I think Siege of Heaven is a good one to get the basics of it down, and then you can learn how to use it in combat on Asmo, because he's always going to do the same thing. And it's quite a cool little training regime of training yourself to slow time shoot, slow time shoot, slow time shoot, and thinking about the order that you shoot them in. And if you can shoot fast and slow time heavy, you don't even need to think about the order. And Vogue. You can do that forward and backwards as well, but it's, I don't know, not quite as reliable as it used to be. Has my phone reset again? Bloody has as well. Alright, bear with. I'll be able to hear you in a minute. Stupid phone's decided to reset. Oh, that was my fault. I'm going to be late here. So this is why I go over there. You have to wait for these platforms to be down before you can teleport onto them, which then means that you get up here with these guys alerted and ready to shoot at you. I'd rather get the drop on them, which is why I send a teleport arrow for the platform that I keep showing you guys. Oops. Right, I'll get you lot back in my ear in a second. There we go, another incubi killed. Note how I killed one of these abominations and the next wave has still not spawned. The reason why I say kill none of them is because his rocks can friendly fire enemies. I'm not gonna demonstrate that though, but it's one of the few things that can. Enemies don't usually, they can hit each other, they do all the time, but they can't. The hell was that? I thought one of my batteries had gone then. They can't. They can hit each other, but they can't kill each other. Whereas Asmo's boulders crush. And so, crush damage, as well as environmental damage, then enemies can die to lava, and they can die to his boulders, but nothing else. So I suppose, yeah, the enemies do not have friendly fire on, although they do have, although elemental damage can be done. And, oh yeah, of course it's done it there. There we go. You lot are back. Don't know why my phone resets itself all the time. It hasn't got a problem. It only does it when I'm doing this. Weird. Anyway, so. We don't need health. Good. We're not going Desolation because why would you go Desolation? It's just a harder version of Purgatory. Let's try and take it easy. This is where this challenge gets difficult. Those 2 skulls mean that when we get hit once, so this is cycle 5 this begins at, we get hit once, we take 2 points of damage. When you've only got 6 life, that's quite dangerous. This is where I, myself, even me, has to really start slowing down. I don't usually, when I'm playing normal cycle play, slow down until about cycle 7, cycle 8, because at that point I then want to be also collecting and keeping hold of holy armors. when I'm taking 2 points of damage per hit, and I can only take that 3 times, you better believe that me, Silver-Tongued Devil, known for speed, is going to slow down at cycle 5. And on that bombshell, we'll end it there. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been In Death Unchained on the Quest 3, and we've been doing the 0% achievement run. We've got probably one more of these left in us before we get to the point where we're going to be ending it. I reckon we can get that. We can definitely get up to 88. It's going to be a bit easier than last time because I've got some achievements that I didn't have previously. But yeah, so we'll end it there. I have been Silver-Tongued Devil. Good night.